are gone. It's a little extra lifting. Boy, man, when he comes back, dude, oh, it's going to be like taking bricks off the feet. And then next thing you know, football, and then basketball, training camp. Oh, my goodness. It's going to be super exciting. Thank you all. Let me say first for all the kind birthday wishes from yesterday. Very, very nice of you. Felt very, very loved. I am 63 years old. No, not for long.
Oh, yeah, that was a while ago, so 64.
Also, not that unless you're just a really terrible person, thanks also to all the people that said, what? Oh, I'm looking through the text. Somebody says, Dave's dad said he is 58. It may not be true. Dude.
That was such a good
burn
by him, because if he says like, oh, yeah, I can't believe my son is 77 years old, like, oh, ha, ha, ha. But when you get your...
You're saying it was close enough to be believable?
When you get your own granddaughter to believe.
Yeah, dude. Which is the great thing about Avery, too, who I'm so proud of. And obviously, all you had to do was listen. You can tell I'm a sucker for my kids. That sounds weird. But Avery, and I say this, it's like right before you're about to crap on someone. I say this with all, and everyone, whether it's a kid you have, a relative you have, or whatever, Avery is, and I used to get accused of this, well, probably still do, but got to get accused of this a lot when I was a kid. She and I are very similar in a certain way. She is the dumbest smart person I've ever met in my life. She's incredibly intelligent. She, obviously she's going to a great school. She's doing everything great. But when it comes to like simple listening, I have a lot of these same problems, but like, she knows exactly how old her father is, and she knows it's far from 58 years old. But it's also why I don't have her driving yet, because she freezes up when it comes to certain things and decision makings and all that stuff that worries the hell out of me. But good kid. Same thing with Mason, who did his sheriff. He got in when he could. Talking wise, but as he said, it's tough when you're trying to.
Ironically, he was the one I thought I was going to have to turn the mic off on.
Yeah, I was telling his mother yesterday when we were recapping everything. I said, it's funny. He said arguably the most worrisome thing on the entire show, and from the
where I said like, hey no,
hold on. He's the one of my children that we came the closest to having to dump. And very innocent, by the way. Oh, here's these. Hold on. So you should still have, Chris. These are the leftover headphones from yesterday.
Those are under lock and key.
Very good. Very, very good. We got 4 new sets of headphones. So now we have an emergency bank of headphones, and
we have an emergency. We've got emergency headphones and emergency headphones.
Yes, and an emergency headphones. And hopefully these can stick around for a while. They're not, for random use. Out of the blue, this, that, whatever. It's so funny, too. I was talking to one of our engineers yesterday, who's also a friend, good guy. And with all the technology we have, sometimes it amazes me the things we don't have. I asked him, and I've asked him this before, probably 8 years ago. And I asked him again yesterday. I said, I was looking online and I found this stuff, and before I bought it, I wanted to talk to you. But when I get here, any of us get here, get on the air, we put our headphones on, we plug them into this little bank right here, and we talk. And I said, so I wanted to get a Bluetooth receiver that you plug it into the headphone jack. You could do this at home, in your car, wherever it has a headphone jack, and it basically creates a Bluetooth signal for wireless headphones, AirPods, whatever. I said, hey, if I got that and I plugged it into one of these outlets, could I just conceivably do the show with AirPods or wireless headphones, which would be great. I don't have to have this clunky thing on. We're on, we're doing TV broadcasts now, having this cord come across my shirt, whatever. And he's like, yeah, no, I can't do that. Why can't I do it? Well, there's latency. You'd hear an echo. And I'm like, okay, but like I can't, of all the radio shows and all the radio equipment and the hundreds of millions of dollars in this country of radio equipment at every station in every city, you're telling me somebody hasn't invented a little thing that you can plug in, or, God forbid, functionality where you have a Bluetooth option on the board where you could just wear little AirPods? No.
Especially since it's so hard to find wired headphones now.
Exactly. It's just so freaking goofy what you think is the simple. I mean, technology these days can do some absolutely amazing things. But you can't do Bluetooth. You can't do Bluetooth. Okay, well. And he mentioned that we have some, they're making some in-ear monitors for us to be able to try out here at some point. But those are wired. You put them behind your head, like on TV or something. That's fine. It's still going to come through here. Oh, speaking of shirt, by the way, did you see my, this is now my favorite.
You might want to work on putting that microphone.
Oh, is it blocking it? Oh, was it?
It's blocking the Y.
I don't know if you can see it. It's my wife and kids got this for me. It's a black shirt and white lettering. It says, "Yay, go sports, do the thing, win the points." That is now my new T-shirt muse collection, or semi-ironic shirts that I like the irony of being sports guy wearing shirts like this that have nothing to do with sports.
My favorite one of those was when I went to the Oasis concert and we're all in line to get on the bus to go to the stadium. There's a guy in line with a shirt that just said concert.
I like these ironical shirts. I do. You're absolutely right. They need to make more of them.
Radio.
Yeah, exactly. Radio host. Yeah, kind of like generic stuff. So thank you also to my kiddos and all of you for being so supportive and let me do that once a year. It really is truly my favorite show. And it's funny, some of the feedback I got from people, which makes you love it, but it also makes you feel a little bit older. Where I had people saying, "Wow, that was amazing listening to them. I remember when you came in on the air and you still had your hospital bracelet after media day after Avery was born, and you worked that night, and you just had your first kid, and now she's 18, almost 19." Or,
you had your kids so long ago that you had to come to work after she was born.
That is absolutely true. When I see folks that we work with, and by the way, and good for them.
For the better.
Yeah, for the better. It's not, this isn't poking at them. This is me being jealous, where you have, they get, I don't even know what it is, like 2 weeks a kid or something for paternity leave.
Oh, way more than that.
Is it
Yeah.
really? There was nothing. You didn't get, I took a week of vacation to spend the first week with, and look, it's, do you have to have paternity leave? I think maternity leave is more important. We can all agree on that. But let me tell you, man, especially first kid, I do remember having that week off. It's like a good portion of the week I had off when Avery was born was Melissa and I sitting on the couch in our house, our little duplex. And usually Avery would be in her little holder. What are those things called you carry around with the handle and the
Carrier,
yeah. And we'd have her on the coffee table in front of me. Wow, I'm getting flashbacks now. A good portion of the week, especially with your first child, is, Avery's in the carrier sleeping, hopefully, usually, And we'd have her on the coffee table in front of us, and we wouldn't have anything on. We would just be, Melissa and I'd be sitting next to each other, just staring at her, going like, is she going to do something? She's moving. Does that mean is she gassy? How's her diaper? What are we supposed to do? And then the rest of the time, a lot of this happened, they call it nesting before, I remember before we had Avery, but the weeks leading up when Melissa was due, holy crap, never had that clean of a house. And I very specifically remember going to Walmart and buying, I think it was 10 of the, and remember, this is like pre-COVID and all that. This is like, 2007. And buying these little squirties of hand sanitizer. And we put them by the door, in the kitchen. We would put them everywhere people were, bathrooms. I was on a ladder cleaning.
Saving the Kings.
Kings, thank you. That was before that.
Hey, you're on the ladder, you're like, one of these days, I have to save the Kings.
Exactly. I'm practicing. I'm cleaning the top of the fan blades, not just the bottom, the dust off the top, because, hey, fan could go on, could drop on the baby. Baby dies. Like everything. Then, you have your second kid, and you're just throwing it around like a football. Like, yeah, it doesn't matter, whatever. Oh, he crapped himself about an hour ago. You going to get it? No, let's flip a coin. But with her, everything. And so that had Melissa just been sitting alone all day, and there's real postpartum stuff and real actual things that you want to be there for to assist. But I can't imagine Mel just sitting there on her own with the kid. It's important to do that, but a week wasn't enough. I ended up making all kinds of. Which I occasionally, my daughter or son will remind me of, but making all kinds of videos and posting them on YouTube at one point because I was so damn bored. And here we go, fast forward to today, Chris. And today, oh God, in about under 2 hours, my youngest child begins his senior year in high school today. And he will be driving his my mother-in-law, his grandmother. Well, maybe originally it was a hot one, but she no longer drives. So Melissa spent much of the last couple weeks kind of making sure everything was in order. My mother-in-law lives in Folsom, so she's been over there a lot. Getting the car all up to snuff and tuned up and ready to go, tires, everything. And then she was nice enough to give the car. It's technically belongs to both of our kids, but only one of them drives. So he will be driving.
And one of them lives here.
And only one of them lives here. Thank you. So today he will be driving his own car to school, parking in the parking space that his mother and sister painted last week for a small fee. Great idea for a fundraiser. Yeah, he starts his senior year. And then on October 30th, when he turns 18, I will no longer have any children. That will be it. Ugh. No children. All technically adults.
Nope, you've got children. You made that perfectly clear yesterday.
In my definition, I do. But yes, legally, I will no longer have children. Avery goes back to...
They can vote.
Yes, and she voted this year for the first time. In fact, they will both be... Yeah, how great is that? Mason turns 18 on October 30th, and then, boom, big midterm election just a week later. He'll get to do that. It is and I have a very good friend, by the way, who I noticed on Facebook. It popped up that he was on Facebook this morning. I was responding to people from yesterday. He's never on there, so I messaged him and said, "Hey man, what are you doing on here?" And he said, "I'm in the delivery room. Wife's in labor, getting ready to have a kid." And it's just like I remember all the people that would be like, "Man, great time in your life. It goes by so quickly." And now I'm that guy. That's exactly what I said to him. I said, "Dude, I'm so jealous. Have fun. Same day you're having a baby, my baby is a senior. And then that's it. And then it's over. It is all over. And the next thing you know, you're Sitting around the house waiting for a phone call, hoping the kids check in from wherever they are. Where are they? You don't know. You think you do. You don't know. Then you're the one calling them. Maybe one out of every few calls gets picked up, or they call you back, and it's always the obligatory, hey, Dad. They know they have to call back out of respect. They're just like, I'm busy. I got stuff to do. Then you get, the holidays. I did say to her, I said, well, what about having another kid? Not a fan. She's not a fan. Not happening. Also,
this time we can get the time off.
I know exactly. I also shout out to myself because yesterday, and I can't stress enough, Avery did a pretty good job of sharing it, and Mason too, on the air yesterday, but I cannot stress enough how many people, whether it was in my family or close friends or relatives, it was unanimous. So what are you doing tonight? Oh, you know what? I think we're going to try, to do some little family custom pizzas in the pizza oven tonight. All of them. What? No. What are you doing? It's your birthday. Dude, no. Do not. Like, they were all very dead set against it.
And that was just your kids yesterday.
That was my kids and anyone else who knew. So we did that yesterday, and I'm happy. I'm overjoyed. It may be my other than the kids coming in, my best present yesterday. I have cracked the code through video watching, patience, and practice. I did everything right, man. I let the dough come to room temperature. I floured up my counter. I used semolina on the pizza peel. I pushed the dough out with my fingers instead of trying to roll it or do all the other crap I've been doing. As a matter of fact, my biggest challenge was getting the pizza dough to stretch out big enough to be a pizza. It stretched out so well that when I finally put it on the pizza peel to put toppings on it, it was hanging over the pizza peel so much. It was so much bigger that we had to crimp it and it ended up making like this really thick crust around the edges just so it would fit. So now I'm wondering, well, crap, do I need a bigger pizza peel? Or because I really do kind of like thin pizzas. But the other problem I'd had, stretching out the dough. Figured that out, got it, nailed it. Secondly, it was putting it on the peel, putting the toppings on, and then going to slide it into the pizza oven and having it catch on the pizza peel, stick to it, and then the back would flip over the front, tossing half the toppings to the back of the 700-degree oven, and it would become a calzone, and I would be very upset. And then as it would cook, everything's leaking out. It just was terrible. So in addition to dusting the pizza peel and the bottom of the dough with flour, which I had already done before, it was of all people my sister that said, she goes, you're my brother. We're in the same family. I'm just going to take a guess that you are not doing Neapolitan or margarita pizzas, with a couple things, mozzarella cheese balls and basil. Like, I'm guessing you're doing like supreme pizza, you're loading up. And I'm like, hell yeah, dude. And she's like, have you considered the fact that you're putting so many toppings on the pizza that it's weighing it down onto the peel? Even though you've put the flour on there, a little bit of it's going to stick and everything's going to fly everywhere. I go, okay, I'm listening. She goes, try this. My sister of all people. Try this. Put the dough on the peel that's all stretched out. Put the sauce on it. And then par cook it in the oven for about 30 seconds, just enough for the stickiness to go away and for you to get a little bit of texture on the bottom of the dough. Then put the peel in, bring it back inside, put all the toppings on, put it back out, you're good to go. Plus, it takes the crust longer to cook than the toppings. I went, by God, that's an idea. I'm going to try it. Worked like a freaking charm, dude. made 4.
This is the greatest night
It really was.
in the history of my life.
It was. It was like a Clark Griswold thing, for those who get the reference. I was like, it was one of those things like when my wife asked me to fix something around the house, and I'm not the most handy guy in the world, but if I'm able to pull it off, I feel like the manliest man ever. I sat and was watching my family eat 4 different kinds of pizza. They're all happy and super complimentary. Oh my goodness, this is great. This is like pizzeria pizza. Wow. My daughter, of course, because that's her, went and made like a little garlic butter sauce to dip the crust in. And we made like a Supreme style one. My wife got those little goat cheese balls and which, arugula and all that. We made a pepperoni sausage and hot honey. So we had all these different kinds, right? And it's like I've cracked the damn code. And now, in my mind, like, remember when Happy Gilmore in Happy Gilmore, when he went to his happy place and hold on. This third time he's called. Hold on a second. Hey, can I call you right back? I'm just going to break right now.
Oh, sorry, mate. Of course you can. I didn't realise you were on air. Sorry, mate. Whenever you need.
All right, bye-bye. It was just fun to have a British guy.
You sound like you're from London.
He went to his happy place. And it was like his grandma living in a great house in Victoria Bennett, Virginia Bennett, in skimpy clothes, holding 2 mugs of beer and all. I'm out there cooking this pizza, like the final one, knowing it's going to be perfect. And I'm just, in my mind, I'm like, oh man, my friends, the kids, everyone's outside on a summer day swimming. I've got my apron on that says, like eat, pray, love, or whatever the hell. Everyone's swimming and playing cornhole and having a great time while Dad's at the pizza oven serving up pizzas just as good, if not better than the pizza. It was the greatest, as I will say this, as angry and crashed out as I got when it failed, I was as overjoyed and happy with the opposite. So
I'm picturing when the first pizza came out, you were like Rudy finding out that he was going to Notre Dame.
You're damn right. You're damn right I was. Parading it around.
I created this. It started as a ball of flour.
I am a pizza master. And now it's like, well, it's opened up all kinds. Let's go home. Well, what do I want for? And it's an ordeal. You got to start the thing, the flour and this and that makes a big mess, whatever. And now I'm thinking like, wow, like when you go to like Round Table or Mountain Mike's and stuff, this is the next thing I'm going to start exploring, Chris, is so like, they don't put the pizzas directly on the oven. They have their pizza pans, and they put the dough in the
screen.
It's a screen. Oh, isn't it a screen in a pan?
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah,
and then they put it in the little rolly oven. So I'm like, well, can I? Because ultimately, as sad as this is, especially for pizza connoisseurs, but if I had my way, dude, if I could just figure out how to make like Round Table / Mountain Mike's pizza at my house, I'd be good for life, dude. Same crust, same flavor, same.
You got a pepperoni guy.
I got a pepperoni guy?
Didn't someone reach out to you about getting Mountain Mike's
Oh,
pepperoni?
that's right. Yes, the little curly.
Yeah.
Yes, great.
And your problem with it was that you weren't good at making pizzas.
That's exactly right. Because wasn't it like it was like a box of
Yeah.
it was like $100 box of like 1,000,000. Chris,
you just got to freeze those.
I don't plan on leaving the show anytime soon, though you never know. But I will say this: I'm gonna have a problem when I leave the show where. The amount of times I'm gonna randomly call or text you to be like, dude, what was that guy? Like I think that much like I've gotten on my daughter for relying too much on ChatGPT. I feel like you're kind of my human ChatGPT memory where I've relied.
Chat CV.
Yes, I rely on you to remember things I do not.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of stuff that I remember that you don't want to remember.
That's. Oh, also, you need to remind me, I was showing this to, and we'll take a break right now. We were doing the trivia yesterday with the kids. I had said Mike Barnbaum had texted in all the hosts he thought I worked with. The only one that was wrong was Whitey. And I'm watching it with Melissa. I'm showing her the kids. And you said something in my ear that only I could hear. One of those things you say, and I can't remember what you said. I said, I'll ask Chris tomorrow. Are you can't remember right now? Okay.
I'll go back and
and look.
I can...
It's the end of 3 for Madness yesterday. I can't. Where she's like, what did you say? Because I even said, was that on the air? Do you remember?
I do.
All right, let me back away from the mic. What did you say?
It was about Dawn.
Okay, that's all you had to say. That's right. And my sister was like, I could hear a buzzing from his voice, and she's like, I think if I turned it, and she was like trying to sleuth it, and I'm like, don't
do that.
Please don't do that. We will take a break. Hey, kids are gone, but we still got a great show for you. We got some Kings schedule notes that came out yesterday. Schedule comes out today. We'll talk about that. Christmas matchups for the NBA, but I got a problem. Steph Curry trade request. No. But the Warriors said something very interesting about it. We got a lot to get to. It's Carmichael Dave, Chris Verlaud. We'll be right back and start the show next.
Sactownsports.com is your online home for sports in Sacramento. Dive deep into the Kings, 49ers, Raiders, Giants, Athletics, and more with your favorite local personalities and some of the most trusted sports voices in the community. Stream Sactown Sports 1140. Watch original video content and read in-depth analysis all in one location. Sactownsports.com. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm meteorologist Ophelia Young from the KCRA3 Weather Center on this Wednesday morning. Clouds are increasing today and temperatures will be mild with highs in the upper 80s and low 90s. Expect occasional gusts this afternoon from Sierra storms. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
Oh, the Sacramento heat. Right now, get your AC professionally tuned up for as low as just $59 and enjoy your summer nice and cool. Plumbing, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com. Summer restrictions apply. License 696-355.
Sacramento's best selection, best quality, and lowest prices on kitchen and bath products are at the new Anova Cabinet and Stone. For a limited time, get stunning new quartz countertops starting at just $159. That's right, only $159 for gorgeous quartz countertops. Listen to this. For a limited time, cabinets for kitchens and bathrooms are up to 50% off. Yes, up to 50% off new cabinets. It's a must-see. The new Anova Cabinet and Stone at Florin Road and Highway 99. Learn more at AnovaCabinetStone.com.
Dawn or dusk, I'm on the hunt. Skeeter here, Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District, and I'm wearing Skeeter Vision, night vision goggles that light up skeeters at dawn or dusk like the 4th of July. Mosquito, 12 o'clock. Got 'em. So fight the bite by wearing long sleeves and pants at dawn or dusk when they're most active. Apply insect repellent and drain stagnant water. It's a breeding ground.
Dawn or dusk, the Sacramento Yolo Mosquito and Vector Control District reminds you to fight the bite. For more information or to report problems, go to fightthebite.net.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-346-2476. 800-346-2476. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-346-2476.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owed the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $3 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they helped me. They calmed me down. They made me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-375-2322. 800-375-2322. 800-375-2322.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
All right. Schedule time for the NBA. Now, let's be honest. A lot of schedule stuff is just simply anticipation. There's not a lot going on right now. I mean, God forbid we're spending time in this show right now. Well, the Rays beat the A's 12-4 yesterday. Bryce Eldridge had a home run for the Giants. There's just, we don't try to hide it on the show. We'll find the nooks and crannies and try to make stuff entertaining for 4 hours, but there's not a lot going on. So schedule release comes out. Here's the big picture. Here's the old man, cynical, not necessarily wrong lookout, but they're going to play 82 games, 41 at home, 41 on the road. It's all going to work out. It's not like we look at the schedule and go, oh, thank God we don't play those guys, or wow, what an easy look. It's not like the NFL, for example. The NFL, I think the schedule matters the most of the big three. Baseball, you got 162 stinking games, man. Basketball, you're generally going to play the Western Conference teams, if you're the Kings, the Western Conference teams 4 times, a couple of them 3 times, and then your Eastern Conference teams twice, 1 at home, 1 away. It does all kind of even out. It's all very much standards, just timing-wise. Yes, there's depth, like how many back-to-backs, how many road trips, how many times we're going to have 8 games in 10 nights. That stuff matters. Maybe it starts off on the easier end, although we don't know who's going to be good or bad. We have a good idea in the NBA, but there's always a couple that are hit or miss. Maybe we get off to a good start. And also with Kings fans, it's like we're not – I think we're all in a pretty good place right now. And when I say all, I mean the vast majority, where everybody's expectations are relatively, if not incredibly low. We are entering a Sacramento Kings season that is very much Top Gun Maverick. We're going into it. We don't have a lot of expectations. There's a couple things we know we want to see. And then if there's any sort of success at all, if it's good at all, it's going to seem amazing, but we're not expecting it. So, couple of notes. Our good friend Sean Cunningham said this a couple days ago. Kings will open in L.A. against the Clippers, and they're home, and that'll be October 21st. Dave loves L.A. Dave loves it. Well, not for nothing. I was thinking about that. Maybe, you know what I didn't look at is the day of the way. I imagine that's a Tuesday or Wednesday, but let's see here. October, yes, that would be Wednesday, October 21st. Maybe that's maybe that is a maybe that is an LA show.
Did someone say road trip?
That's what I'm saying. Thank you, Jason. Contributing even when he's gone. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Go down there. I could do the show for my sisters and go check them out. That would be fine. Maybe we'll do that. And
we'll get to see the dome.
I have not been there yet. I've seen the dome when I did that viewing party for Huddersfield at Cosm. I saw it's right. You can see into it dome, but I have not been in it. I look forward to that. And then a home opener, October 24th, which is a Saturday. It's a nice Saturday night for you Kings fans. Against the Golden State Warriors. You get a chance to see Steph and Jimmy Butler and Draymond and Brandon Pajemski and whoever else. Yeah, so there's that. LeBron James will reportedly make his appearance at Gold One Center Tuesday night, December 29th, when the Kings host the 76ers. And I think it's today. I believe we get the rest of the schedule. So I'm sure that'll all be covered for y'all on our shows throughout the day. So that's cool.
There's been so much just like, okay, we just have to wait until the schedule's out.
Yeah. It's going to dominate.
It's so, like, it sucks because it's like, okay, we want to plan to do something.
Mm-hmm.
We can't plan it at all until we know what dates the Kings are playing.
And by the way, and of course, one thing we do know is that all 82 plus preseason will be broadcast right here on your home of the Kings, Sactown Sports. So looking forward to that. Now, let's get to Christmas Day, because I did want to comment on that. The NBA has released their Christmas Day lineup, and it's fantastic. You start out at, I'm assuming these are Eastern time. Yeah, they got to be Eastern. 9 a.m. Christmas Day. Wake up. Hopefully, if you're early owls, early enough. I feel like 9 a.m.'s enough time on Christmas Day to have presents opened. Most of the kids, even the younger kids, they're slamming around, waking everybody up. It's the one time a year they get up super early. You got a finals rematch. Spurs at Knicks, Madison Square Garden. That place is going to be rocking. Then 11:30, the Miami Heat, the Boston Celtics. I love that. LeBron James returns to Los Angeles against the Lakers.
Dave loves L.A. Dave loves it.
At 2 p.m. Nice Western Conference matchup as Anthony Edwards and Rudy Gobert host the Oklahoma City Thunder. And then your required Steph Curry viewing on Christmas Day at 7:30. Nuggets visit the Warriors in San Francisco. That's great. It's a great lineup. Unfortunately, I thought maybe the Kings would be right in the smack middle of that. No.
They aren't.
I know, it's weird. But here's the lame thing.
Kings versus San Antonio Spurs.
Absolutely. Yeah. De'Aaron Fox returns. What? Harrison Barnes. Oh, my God, the drama. The problem is at 9 a.m., you have Spurs Knicks. At 10 a.m., you have the Packers at the Bears. That's a great NL Central matchup, or NFC Central matchup. At 1:30, right smack while the Heat and Celtics are going on, and right before the Sixers and Lakers, you got the Bills at the Broncos. That's a hell of an AFC. That could be an AFC Championship preview. You get Josh Allen and the Bills versus Sean Payton and Bo Nix at Mile High. Probably going to be snowy and weird. I don't know why I said weird. And then at 5:15, 15 minutes after Thunder and Timberwolves kickoff, tip-off, you got Rams at Seahawks. Now, look, man, you'd be hard-pressed to find. You could argue it. But if you said, hey, make 3 amazing NFL matchups on Christmas Day, all of those games could be conference championship games. The one that's least likely is Packers-Bears, but could see that. They're both expected to make the playoffs and do well. Bills-Broncos absolutely could be AFC Championship. And, again, the Rams and Seahawks, you got your Super Bowl defending champs in the Seahawks. The Rams, I think, were the second-best team in the league last year. Likely will have Aaron Donald return, and they've added Myles Garrett. I don't want to watch. I don't want to. Yes, we all have multiple screens. I get it. I don't want to have to make that choice. I don't want to have to. And the NFL is going to annihilate the NBA on Christmas Day.
Christmas is supposed to be background.
Yes. You got cooking and relatives and God knows what else going on. I don't want to have my attention divided like this. And now it's not just one game, it's multiple games. You've got 8 badass games. And yeah, the NFL is going to do, I don't know what the NBA can do because the NFL is just like, well, whatever. I wish they could make some sort of backroom deal and be like, hey, NFL, you have this holiday. The NBA, I feel like I feel like Thanksgiving is NFL, Christmas is NBA. Is that right? Does that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how it should be. But,
And Europa League for some of us psychos.
Oh, and of course. I know everybody's agreeing with that. And by the way, yeah, Christmas is on a Friday. Come on, NFL. Come on, man. Don't you want your players to be able to have Christmas at home? Think of the children. We'll take a break. When we come back, some NBA notes. Interesting news from a friend of the station, Anthony Slater, on Steph Curry and a trade request. What the Warriors would say. We'll talk about that next.
This is Sactown, baby! Follow Sactown Sports 1140 on Facebook at facebook.com/Sactown Sports. To keep tabs on the Kings, 49ers, UC Davis, and the entire Sactown Sports lineup all season long. Facebook.com/Sactown Sports. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Today, we tip our wrench to Rock Auto customer Dylan.
I actually used to manage a parts department for a car dealership, and we would get stuff from Rock Auto if I couldn't get it from my dealership suppliers. You pick the year, you go through all the drop-down menus, and it just makes it really easy to navigate and see what you want. Like a wheel bearing, for instance, for a Corvair that I have. Rock Auto's catalog made it really easy to find that specific one that I was looking for.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
Hi, I'm Congressman Kevin Kiley. The most important part of my job is helping the people I represent. That's why I was so honored to receive the National Award for Best Constituent Service. Here's just one of the thousands of people our office has helped.
My name's Dave. I'm a former United States Marine, Vietnam veteran. Because of the fire at the National Archive, my father, along with many other veterans, military records were destroyed. Through the efforts of the Congressman's office, I received very quickly a bronze medallion to affix to my father's grave marker. Thank you, Congressman Kevin Kiley.
As the only independent in the House of Representatives, I always put constituent service first and never ask if someone's a Democrat, Republican, or something else. If you can't get an answer from a federal agency, or if you feel you've been treated unfairly, we are here to help. This is Congressman Kevin Kiley. Visit kiley.house.gov and I'll do everything I can to help you. Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
I love days like these at the pool, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. I'm ready to make a splash with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza. Skyrizi is a prescription-only injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. At 4 months, most people saw 90% clearer skin when measured from head to toe, and many were even 100% plaque-free. People also saw significant improvement in psoriasis symptoms of pain, redness, itching, and burning.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Now there's nothing on my skin thanks to Skyrizi, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery from the law firm of Gingery, Hammer, and Associates. When you have been injured by the fault of another, you will want advice you can trust. If you know an attorney you can trust, I hope you call that person. But if you don't, please call me. I promise I will be the attorney you can trust. Along with my partner and associates, I have been helping accident survivors recover for their injuries for over 25 years. And we can help you. There's no charge for calling, so please call us today.
When you get an injury, just call Gingery.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
Welcome back. Welcome back, I say. Hey, 10. Good morning.
Good morning, Dave.
Good
Hello.
morning.
Good
Hello.
morning, Chris Ballard. Yes.
Yeah. Morning.
When is Jason Ross coming back?
Jason's on vacation with his family. He'll be back a week from Monday.
Or a week from Monday.
2 weeks, baby. He's doing the same thing to me I did to him last month. Just taking some time off, refresh. With Jason, it's especially tough because he's got obviously this show. He has the Kings. He's got Sac State football. So it's even when he gets time off from one or the other one's going on. So it's one of the few times during the year where Jason can actually take time off, not worry about any of it, and he's spending some time with his fam.
That's great to hear. So 12 days from now when he's back, I suggest Verlat should go on a vacay.
That sounds like a great idea, Ten.
I mean,
hey, it's nice.
Yeah.
And what do you mean?
Well,
I
don't mind him taking a little bit of time off, but the thing is, if he goes away for too long, most of his job is technical, buttons and things like that, and you get out of practice. I don't have a problem with him taking time off, but maybe no more than 2 or 3 days in a row. He can't do 2 weeks. He'll come back and have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, you guys have so many great producers at your station.
We sure do.
Hey, the shock to me is greater with Debo returning to the Niners, departing from Commanders, than Stephon Diggs signing with Washington. I just think that whenever a player returns to their former team, that's just so heartwarming. It's nice to see players in new threads. Now, when they put on the jersey that they've worn previously, it just has a different feel to it, man. Just like, I can't wait to see the Niners in action.
Well, I can't either, and thank God Debo came back because every single one of them damn near is injured or has some sort of nagging injury. So we shall see in just a few weeks. Steph Curry. Anthony Slater sat down. Mike Dunleavy Jr., the GM, talked about some things, and the question was that Steph has been very consistent about his desire to stay with one franchise his entire career, to retire as a Warrior. Has that changed this summer? And Dunleavy, I'll just give you the straight quote. Not to me, no, he hasn't. That's always been the message. That's always been sort of what we discuss, and I think that's tracking quite well. Obviously, he's eligible for an extension coming up at the end of the month. We'll talk through all that stuff, and I can't speak on it much now, but I'm pretty confident Steph will finish his career here. But, ultimately, it's his call, his decision, whether that's allowing his contract to run out and move on, or, if he comes to me and wants to be moved, then we'll talk it through with Joe Lacob. We wouldn't love it, but he's earned the right to do and be where he wants to do those things. But as far as the messaging, that's not a thing we're looking at or he's looking at. I found that really interesting. Just first off, that's a lot for Mike Dunleavy Jr. to comment on when it comes to that. Could have been a simple, no, we plan on him being here for the rest of his career, and everything I've always been told is he's always been the same. Just get done with it. Boy, did he go into detail, which is great for us. It's great for us. I don't know if this is the best move as a GM, because now you're going to get, ding-dings like me talking about it. And it is really interesting from a franchise point of view. Like, if your sole goal is to compete for a championship, you should probably trade him. I think you're better off trading Steph Curry and acquiring the things you need, including a lot of money, to build through the draft, free agency, and trades. That's a lot more likely, I think, than you bringing in people around Steph at this point to compete for a title. But I think the Warriors are in that spot right now that I would both love to and hate to be in if I was a Kings, from the Kings' point of view. I'd love to be in it because they've got, stars on the team and they should be competitive and they should win more games than they lose. And you got a really, really, a really exciting player in Steph. But they have absolutely pretty much no chance of not only no chance of winning a title, I can't imagine them in the Western Conference Finals. I think their absolute ceiling, as currently constructed, would be Western Conference semifinals, which, again, as a Kings fan, oh, my God, that'd be amazing. But if the goal is championships and long-term thinking, part of you goes, well, you got to make the moves that are hard to make. And at this point, try to make it a win-win. Send Steph to a place where he could maybe get another title and get folks back, or whether it's picks, players, or otherwise, that can help you. Now, the thing is, Steph Curry's already won 4 championships. So from his point of view, maybe it's just simply, yeah, dude, I've made a boatload of money. I was this fresh-faced kid out of Davidson. There were 3 point guards picked ahead of me, including 2 by the same team, Minnesota. And I'm a first ballot Hall of Famer. I'm the greatest shooter in the history of the game. My legacy is solid. I am a top 10, if not top 15 all-time NBA player. I got 4 rings. What else? I have nothing. He has nothing to prove. Steph Curry has nothing to prove. So maybe it's just my family's here. I've played my whole career here. I want to retire. I don't want to be, Michael Jordan in a Wizards uniform, Jerry Rice in a Broncos uniform. This is it. He is the highest paid player in the league at $62.5 million. And his contract expires this year. So if you're the Warriors, look, I'd love to own a team, but this is where it gets very difficult. As long as you got Steph on the team, you've got an exciting product for your fans. And I don't think Steph Curry has shown much, if any, signs of slowing down. It's going to happen. It's going to, but as of right now, look, is he as good as he's ever been? Maybe you could dive deep and you could see some slippage here or some slippage there, but as of right now, you got a guy who's 38 years old, will be 39 in March, that averaged just under 27 points a game last year. It's relatively, in fact, he averaged 2 more points last year than he did the year before. His career shooting percentage is 47.1%. He shot 46.8%. His career shooting percentage from beyond the arc is 42.2. He shot 39.3. Okay, 3%. Shot 1% higher than his career free throw shooting, 91.2, which I think is still the all-time greatest. Shot 92.3 last year. Right? He's Steph Curry last year. He's exactly who he's been. So the only thing with him is health. But if you're Joe Lacob and you're the powers that be there, you go, do we do the right thing? I mean, is this our Cal Ripken? Is this our Tony Gwynn? Is this our Kobe Bryant? Are we going to do it that way? David Robinson, Tim Duncan. Do we want to set that standard? Do we want Steph and by proxy probably Draymond Green to retire as Warriors? I don't ever want to see Steph out. You may sacrifice a little bit of the future to nail down legacy and to please your fans and to also do right by your players. But make no mistake about it. Joe Lacob bought this team with Peter Guber from Christopher Cohan back just before the Kings were purchased at a then record $500 million, which sounds hilarious right now because the team has pretty much increased value by about 20 times, literally 20 times what they bought it for. He bought it from Christopher Cohan, who couldn't throw a basketball out of a boat and hit water when it came to making decisions. And they struck gold repeatedly. They struck gold with a mid-top 10 pick, late top 10 pick with Steph. They got Klay Thompson. We passed on him, of course. Draymond Green in the second round, and then boom, there's your core.
Then with the weird payroll thing that happened, they were able to get Kevin Durant.
Yes, they were. And I've always thought, although I have no proof, and I would never accuse them of this, but I've always thought there was a little hinkiness going on when it came to, you got a lot of people in Warriors ownership that are tycoons in the world of technology. Nothing wrong with partnering up with some players. Kevin Durant took advantage of a lot of those relationships. But what will the act? This is a very scary time for Joe Lacob and friends as we take a break, because what is Act 2? Can lightning strike twice? You drafted 2, probably 3 Hall of Famers within 3 years of each other, 2 years of each other, and you won 4 titles. Where's your next Steve Kerr? Jerry West has passed away. He is not going to help you now. What is coming next to prevent them from going back to the We Believe 2000s, 1990s version, those types of Warriors? So we'll see. I thought that was interesting, though, about Steph Curry. We'll take a break. When we return, 3 for Madness, and we got a couple of different questions for you here. 3 for Madness. We'll talk a little history also later today. What I think may be going on with the Kawhi Leonard situation, and a few other things. Your phone calls at 1-800-920-1140. Your text at 916-339-1140. We'll be right back after this.
Football is back.
This is Sactown, baby!
And Sactown Sports 1140 is your home for primetime NFL games this season.
This is Kevin Harlan of Westwood One. Catch all the NFL primetime action.
Catch Monday, Thursday, and Sunday night football, international games, the NFL playoffs, and the Super Bowl right here on Sactown Sports all season long. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Seems as though casual players are always trying to balance the desire to hit the golf ball farther with shooting lower scores. Whether you hit a 270-yard drive or miss a 12-inch putt, they both count a stroke on your scorecard. Some of us will never hit the ball 270 yards, and trying normally leaves us well short and well right of the target. Seems as though improving our putting might be an easier way to shoot better scores. Putting is about confidence. It's about feeling the greens, seeing the line, visualizing the ball going in the hole, and making a confident stroke. Harvey Penick says, never, repeat, never allow yourself to think about what's riding on the putt, whether it's a major championship or just a 50-cent wager. Hit the putt as you've hit 10,000 putts in the past. Concentrate on imitating your final practice stroke, not on what will happen if you either miss it or make it. A positive mind will cure a lot of ills. Think about it. Really, think about it. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
The summer of Silverado continues at Folsom Chevy. General Manager Eric Wilson and his team have rolled out an incredible deal for August on every 2026 Silverado half-ton truck in stock with a 5.3-liter engine. $13,000 off MSRP, 0% financing for 5 years, no monthly payment for 90 days, and there's a lifetime warranty. Find it all at Folsom Chevy at the Folsom Auto Mall. Must finance with GM on approved credit. $16.67 per 1,000 financed. Cannot be combined with other offers. Ends August 30th, 2026.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this ad for your morning commute to wake you up, which could help your driving. Science says that stimulating the brain increases alertness. So here's a pop quiz. How many months have 28 days? What gets wetter as it dries? What has keys but can't open locks? If you don't want to hear the answers, turn off this Liberty Mutual ad now. 12 months, a towel, piano. Enjoy being fully alert.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
KHTX KHDK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140, your local sports leader. 3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
So glad you're with us for hour number 2. Coming up at 9 a.m. Now, you know what we did at 9 a.m. yesterday. Do we need to do it at 9, or can I switch it around? Sorry.
We have to do it in that hour.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, hey, 9 a.m.ers. We'll let you know when to call in. We'll be doing this this week. Thunder Showdown 5 at the venue at Thunder Valley, Saturday, September 5th. We'll give you the hookup to that, a little boxing action. Wait, what did I just see breaking? Well, it's something about the Lakers. One second. There was a little...
Dave loves L.A. Dave loves it.
There was a little red bar. Maybe that was an old tape. Sorry. It said something about Lakers sold, and I was like, wait a minute, they just got sold. Okay. Never mind. 3 for Madness. Question 1.
What Northern California athlete pre-2000 do you wish people could see today in their prime?
Probably Barry Bonds. Now look, biased-wise, I'm a Will Clark guy. Will Clark came into the league in 1986. He was my first real sports hero. I would love to see. He was just, look, Will Clark ain't in today's day and age where everything is dissected. Will Clark would definitely be a soundbite. But I'm talking about pure sports. That swing for me, and apologies to Ken Griffey Jr. and a few others, and if that's your opinion, I respect it. Obviously, there's some bias here. I think Will Clark had the greatest swing in baseball history. The greatest swing in baseball history. Lefty, all the best swings are lefty. Just this big, looping swing, almost closer to a golf swing than a baseball swing. The eye black that God knows how many kids like me begged their parents to go out and get them eye black. I mean, I remember specifically washing inside and out both of my parents' cars for 2 consecutive weekends and bugging them like, is it ready to wash again? Is it ready to wash again? So that I could save up enough money to go out and get eye black to wear in Little League. And it was Big League Chew in my back pocket so I could have the big puffy cheek like Will. And it was the eye black underneath. Also learned a very, very valuable lesson that shoe polish is not eye black. I looked like I hadn't slept as a young child for a while. I learned that very, very, very quickly. And the way Will played first base, the first at-bat of his career against Nolan Ryan at the Astrodome, and if you don't remember the Astrodome, it was not a place that you hit home runs. And Will Clark goes and faces one of the greatest pitchers of all time, one of the most intimidating pitchers of all time. And he hits one out of the park. I think it was left center, right center, whatever the hell it was. And Will Clark fans will remember this. He hits home plate, and he points into the crowd. Later finding out, it was at his parents. He grew up in nearby Louisiana. And I had a poster of that on my wall forever, of Will Clark pointing into the crowd with that just gamer stare on his face, looking every bit like if you wanted to define what a baseball player looked like, it would have been, for me during the 80s, 90s, and I understand, look, I'm talking about just pure sport here. We've got to be careful, and I'm tired of it. It was either Will Clark or Lenny Dykstra. Will Clark or Lenny Dykstra were the epitomes of what kind of baseball player I wanted to be, from the eye black to the chaw or gum in the mouth to just the way they played the game. Let me see if this is, I think I got the audio here. Hold on.
2 pitches later, I got one of my fastballs, and when I hit it good, but I didn't know it was going out. I was hoping that it would hit off the wall or something, and it got out, and I was just ecstatic coming all the way back to home plate.
That was him talking about it. It was right center. And you knew Will was a prospect. But that really, all I knew from being a Giants fan was terrible teams. What are you laughing at?
So this is why you choose Barry Bonds?
I know, I'm kind of I got sidetracked. This morning it was going to be Barry Bonds. But I look, I think Barry Bonds does. I think Barry Bonds is universal in every generation. I don't know. I'm curious how. I don't know how to describe it, and I think any sports fan listening right now knows what I'm talking about. It's just I'm finding the words difficult. Will Clark did not make the Hall of Fame, though. You could argue he should be in there. He's certainly at the very top of the Hall of Good. He's not the greatest player of all time. He's not the greatest Giant of all time. He's not the greatest Giant of that decade. But the amount, like little Joe Pittman used to work here for a long time, another name you remember, and same as me. He was a Will Clark guy. And when you talk to Giants fans of a certain age, Will was the guy. There was this connection that you had with him, and I think just about everybody has that athlete that they've loved. And maybe, by the way, because Joe and I are about the same age, it might be a little bit of this. It might be very much like your first love in romance. It's always going to be special. It's always going to be unique. Maybe you end up, multiple relationships later. You get married to somebody else, and thank God, and that's the one you were supposed to end up with, and all that. But there's nothing like your first love. And Will Clark was my first love in sports. He was my first love in sports. He was the guy that I wrote a letter to and got a postcard back that I still have somewhere in some scrapbook at my mom and dad's house. And I was on cloud nine. I remember my mom putting that postcard in not one, but 2 Ziploc bags so that I could take it to school. And I was told not to take it out. Just show people you could read the writing. And I showed everybody, whether they cared or not, that for a moment in time, Will Clark spoke to me personally, answered my questions about chewing tobacco or gum. He said it was gum. And told me to keep hitting in Little League. So I don't know. I know this turned into a big Will Clark soliloquy. I understand that. And he really was the first to launch that era of the Giants. And Robbie Thompson, Mike Krukow, obviously, has been in the news. Scotty Gereltz, Greg Minton, Bob Brenly, Jose Uribe, Kevin Mitchell.
Duke Francis.
Who?
No.
Kevin Mitchell and the Pacific Stock Exchange poster I also had with them. Will and Kevin both on there. I enjoyed that era of Giants baseball from about 1986 to 1990 more than any other era of Giants baseball, including their 3 championships. And that has to be a generational thing. That has to be what I think is the golden age for every kid watching sports, where you'll never look at them the same again. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right in that range, 13. It's like you're still a little kid, but you're old enough to experience and remember it and understand it. And yeah, Barry Bonds was a better hitter than Will Clark, says MC. Barry Bonds is the greatest offensive player to ever play baseball. Yeah. Roids or not, whatever. He's the greatest player to ever play offensively. Now, somebody else said Kevin Mitchell was a better hitter than I don't think. No. And I love Kevin Mitchell. I loved him on the Mets. Anyway,
but I think that takes a little bit away from Barry Bonds because he was a great left fielder too.
Yeah.
The only thing you can say is he didn't have an arm.
He didn't have an arm. He had. The thing is that Barry. I think Barry had 9 Gold Gloves, but I know there's Giants fans right now that remember watching Barry Bonds play. They're like rolling their eyes, like really. Here's the thing about Barry Bonds. I've always said it's the best I can do. How many Gold Gloves? 8 Gold Gloves. Barry Bonds was the Derek Jeter of left fielders. And what I mean is this. Both were good at their positions. Obviously very good at their positions. But both were also incredibly good at staying in their lanes at their positions. Derek Jeter was like Ozzie Smith would rob people on the daily. His range was stupid, which also means there's more highlights of balls bouncing off Ozzie's glove than there is of Derek's. But a lot of that's because Ozzie's range was so insane that, yeah, he's going to miss a couple. Barry, look back at Barry Bonds. Not that this is the true barometer, but see how many videos there are of him making massive diving catches or robbing home runs, which isn't the whole thing.
He robbed quite a few home runs.
Did he?
Yeah.
I don't seem to. I know he robbed home runs in his long, illustrious career. Those aren't core memories. You know what? I'm sure there's a montage of it. I'm very curious. I will always remember Barry Bonds. In fact, it kind of sucks and it's unfortunate. It's an insult to him, but as Jim Rome used to have a lot of fun with, one of my memories of Barry Bonds at left field that sticks out the most is when he was on the Pirates, not being able to throw out Sid Bream of the Braves from deep short to catch him at the plate. But Derek and Barry both stayed within their lanes and were very good at where they were, but they're not. It's not Andrew Jones. Hell, it's not even Jim Edmonds. I don't think of defense when I think of Barry, but he's an 8-time Gold Glover, and that's something very, very, very few people have done. So the right answer is probably Barry Bonds. But any chance I have to, every chance I have to opine on Will Clark, I will.
I'd go with Jerry Rice.
You know, it's so funny you say that, dude, because I thought about Jerry, and Jerry is one of the, like.
I think we're starting to get to a point where people that are adults now never watched Jerry Rice play. Which I can't remember who I saw on social media the other day, and it was, I can't remember which wide receiver. Oh, someone said that they would take Antonio Brown over Jerry Rice. And it was just like, someone's like, yeah, Jerry Rice after 30 did more than Antonio Brown did his entire career.
That is, Jerry Rice's numbers when you look at them are cartoon. It's almost like you can't believe that they happened. And I got to experience Jerry Rice's entire career right around the time, by the way, Will Clark happened. Jerry Rice came up. And I remember
Jerry Rice is such a good player that when Will Clark was at the plate.
No, Will Clark came up with the Giants. I still remember, I want to say it was Stuart Sactown or Creighton Sanders or one of those old 80s sportscasters here, doing a profile on the young rookie turning heads at Sierra College in Rockland, where the Niners would have their training camp. Jerry Rice, who has adopted the nickname you can read off the white towel he wears on his side, Flash 80. I'll never forget that, Flash 80. And then you look and see what he's done. And you're right. I don't know how that, would he be just as good, if not better today? Because he did his stuff in an era where defenses had a lot more ability to, defend. But it's hard to imagine anybody having those kinds of cartoon numbers today. We need the breaking news bed, by the way. My eyes were correct. They did not
When it breaks,
We have it first.
it's Sactown Sports breaking news.
The reason why I briefly saw that graphic on ESPN out of the corner of my eye, and then by the time I turned it, it had gone away. And sorry, we're doing a live show here, so it's tough to research. The reason I thought the Lakers thing might have been old is because I remember it was like a year ago. I remember Mark Walter, the businessman, had purchased a controlling interest in the Lakers from the Buss family last year, which made huge news. Well, that graphic was correct. The Los Angeles Lakers are being sold to American businessman Josh Kushner and Bob Iger, the I know he left, came back, but Bob Iger, if you don't know, is a longtime CEO of Disney. $12 billion.
I can't buy the World Cup, so I'll just buy the Lakers.
Talking about Josh Kushner? Yeah. If you're wondering, by the way, if that sounds familiar, first off, if you want to feel like a loser, Josh Kushner is 41. So I'll let that hang. He's 41 years old. 41 years old and just paid a record price. Secondly, he was already a minority owner of the Miami Heat. And if you're saying, hey, that name sounds familiar, that's because he is a part of the Kushner family, including, I think, it's his brother, Jared, who is married to the president's daughter and was part of the administration. So the Lakers have been sold for $12 billion. That is insane. And it just when will it end? According to the internet, the Dallas Cowboys are still the most valued franchise in all of sports at $12.5 billion. The Yankees at $8.5 billion. Real Madrid and Barcelona and soccer at 7-8 and 7-2. And then the Warriors, the most valuable franchise at $7 billion. Add 5 to that now. My goodness gracious.
And with this news going on, might be a good time to reread that article at the beginning of the year about Jeannie Buss selling the team, which reads like a season of Succession and the infighting within the family.
Yeah, well, that is the the Buss legacy, which look, I hate the Lakers, but there is no doubting that Dr. Jerry Buss was a phenomenally successful NBA owner. And that is now officially gone. And now you kind of wonder when you look at the big 3 LA teams, you now have a businessman with major political ties, along with one of the most powerful people for years in sports and entertainment, if not the most powerful, other than maybe Ari Emanuel, the agent and head of the talent company, and Kushner and Iger, Bob Iger. You've got Guggenheim with Magic Johnson and friends that own the Dodgers. You have Ballmer that owns the Clippers. He's one of the richest, top 5 richest people in America and the world. And then you have Stan Kroenke, who is the most successful sports owner in the world. That owns the Rams. Very, very, very interesting. Excuse me. So that's breaking news. Dwayne in the chat says Jerry Rice is the only athlete that no one questions he's the best at his position. Along with Michael Jordan, probably. I don't disagree with that. What?
I was just going to say Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
That case is closed on that.
I have heard people try to make cases for, and here's the other thing. I'm trying to think if there's another franchise in sports. It probably would be the Lakers or maybe the Celtics. I'd have to research more. But at worst, the 49ers have two of the top four receivers of all time in T.O. and Jerry Rice. I'm trying to think if there's another franchise that I mean, I guess, what would you say? The Lakers with Kareem, LeBron, and Kobe. It's probably three top 10 guys.
Shaq.
Hello. Yeah, you're right. Screw the Lakers. Number 2, please.
Question 2.
What's the thing you want to see the most out of your team in preseason this weekend?
Well, the easy answer is nobody getting injured. That's the easiest answer. First and foremost, that is what I care about. Number one, nothing's even close. But the spirit of the question is, what do you want to see out of them? Look, if I'm the Niners, it's very simple. I want to see Brock Purdy run a good. I want to see him run a good couple of series. Probably get one. So when I say a couple, one, it seems like he's on the same page. But I think most importantly, I want to see defensive cohesiveness, and you're obviously not going to have, your top line in there all the time, if at all. But, as the fact that the defensive coordinator position for the San Francisco 49ers is a de facto launching pad, maybe more than any other coordinator position over the last 5-6 years. It's a launching pad for NFL head coaches, and there's constant turnover there. I would like to see cohesiveness on the defensive end. It's funny because in preseason, they have these joint practices, as the Niners are doing with the Texans right now. And it happens pretty much every time this happens in preseason with just about every team. You practice with another team. You've got rules and different things you got to follow all week. But these guys all, by the end of the week, absolutely despise each other and can't wait for the preseason game when they can. It's almost like boxers having to do all the publicity together and keep their hands off each other, and then finally that opening bell hits and you just want to kill the other guy, and it's all saved up. So I want some defensive cohesiveness. I'd like to see Purdy run a nice, good series, but most importantly, nobody getting hurt, please. I want to, we have one more question, 3 for Madness, but I wanted to spend a little bit more time on this, so I think I'll push this to the next segment, and we'll take a break. When we come back, I'll finish this up. Later today, we'll talk a little more about the Lakers being sold for a record $12.5 billion to Josh Kushner and Bob Iger. But when we get back, kind of in the spirit of what I've been asking, let's get specific with the Sacramento Kings. What if you could pick any, from an entertainment standpoint, a fun standpoint, it doesn't necessarily have to be a skill standpoint, though it could. What Sacramento King from the past would you like to, knowing what you know now about that player, see them going into their rookie season? We'll talk about it next.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com Or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Sacramento's best selection, best quality, and lowest prices on kitchen and bath products are at the new Anova Cabinet and Stone. For a limited time, get stunning new quartz countertops starting at just $159. That's right, only $159 for gorgeous quartz countertops. Listen to this. For a limited time, cabinets for kitchens and bathrooms are up to 50% off. Yes, up to 50% off new cabinets. It's a must-see, the new Anova Cabinet and Stone at Florin Road and Highway 99. Learn more at AnovaCabinetStone.com.
It's summertime, and Aleve is here to keep you on the go. Whether it's planes, trains, or automobiles, Aleve's got your back with up to 12 hours of back pain relief. With just one dose, you'll get to your destination and be ready for your next adventure. So pack your sunscreen, your shades, and your Aleve. No matter where your final stop, Aleve will keep you moving. From sunup to sundown, Aleve's got your back this summer. Feel Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Progressive presents Perfectly Bad Excuses for Missing Stuff to Spend More Time on Your Motorcycle.
Hey, Tom. Gonna miss the 5K. Gotta organize my vitamins. A, B, C. There's so many. D.
Now that was a bad excuse. If you love your vehicle this much, get customized coverage from Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
What should be studied by smart people, man, what I find so incredibly interesting, and it may just be one of those things that seems like it's connected, but it's not. Tim Anderson got in a fight with a guy who I think is probably the most underrated player in baseball, Jose Ramirez of the Indians. And you may remember the fight because it was one of the rare fights in sports where somebody connected. And Tim Anderson went down like a boxer who'd just been hit right on the chin. I mean, that's how it happened. He got him, and he was staggering. Like, that was a most 98% of fights in sports, unless it's hockey or, of course, boxing or MMA, but 98% of fights in sports they look like Tiger Woods trying to high five. They're sloppy. They're uncoordinated. Nobody knows how to fight. That's not what they're trying to do. They end up half the time turning into a wrestling match, or what was the one the other day where the guy was backpedaling and kind of slapping? Like they're just, or my favorite, and this is universal. Both guys get in each other's faces and they're ready to go. Maybe there's some pushing, maybe a punch thrown, and then teammates, as soon as they feel their teammates holding them back, then they go crazy. Like, if you let me loose, I'm just going to annihilate this guy. It's like you just had 10 seconds there in front of him with nobody else, and you just kind of jawed and pushed. Like, you're not fooling anybody. That's how most fights go. This fight, Ramirez clocked Anderson, and he went down. Now, Tim Anderson was one of the better young players in the league at the time. And I looked at the numbers before and after his fight with Jose Ramirez, they are crazy. He played in 859 games pre-fight versus 132 after and counting. His averages, now I'm going to give you before and after fight. 283 before, 223 after. He slugged 427 before, 254 after. OPS 740 versus 511. 986 hits before, 102 after. This is second craziest number, dude. 332 RBI before in 859 games. That's versus 18 after the fight. 514 runs scored before, 38 runs after. 115 stolen bases versus 7, and this is the most staggering number. Before Tim Anderson got in the fight with Jose Ramirez, in 859 games, he hit 98 home runs. In 132 games after the fight, he did not hit a single home run. Now, could that be some sort of crazy coincidence? Sure. Doesn't sound like it, though. I mean, that was a great, lucky-ish, but great punch. All right, my third question was 3 for Madness.
Before that, I think we have to get to texter from 916. Talking about who do you like to see now from before the 2000s in Northern California. For me, it was Ricky Henderson. He was possibly the greatest leadoff hitter of all time. He disrupted every pitcher once he got on base.
That's a great pull. That's a great pull. I've told this story before. It's the second time Roundtable Piece is going to get brought up on the show today. Once a month after Little League, if we happen to have a game on the weekend, the team and the parents, we'd all go to Roundtable on Walnut and Marconi. And I very specifically remember one of my favorite baseball memories there. It was Ricky was on the Yankees at the time, even though we know him as an A's player and a little bit of a Blue Jays player. But he was a Yankee or an A or a Yankee. Anyways, he was on the Yankees at the time. And we're all playing, we got our quarters, we're playing video games and all that, but we always had somebody. And by the way, I was not a Yankee fan, and Ricky was never a Giant. He was just one of those guys I enjoyed watching.
Who's your favorite player that's not Will Clark?
Say that again.
Who's your favorite baseball player that's not Will Clark?
It might be. It might be. Well, Buster Posey, but Ricky'd be up there.
Oh. Thought you were gonna go with Mickey Mantle.
Oh, you see, you remember me better than I do. You're absolutely. I was thinking modern day. No, Mickey. That's a whole different show. Mickey Mantle was everything to me growing up. First book I ever read on sports, the Mick. Anyways, one of us kids in Little League were always monitoring the lineup because it was the Yankees. I forget who the hell they're playing, but we're always monitoring the lineup. And when Ricky was going to bat in that inning, or we thought he was, somebody come to the little arcade and say, Ricky's on deck, or Ricky's in the hole, or whatever. And we would all finish up, and then you'd hear inevitably somebody would yell, Ricky's batting. We all watched. Did not care what the point was not. This is so foreign now, dude. Nobody cared how he got on base. Home run or a single, walk, double. In fact, I don't think any of us really wanted him to hit a home run.
I was going to say, you might be slightly disappointed if he hit a home run.
No, you're 100% right. We didn't want a home run. We wanted Ricky to get on first base. And when he inevitably did, I think he got on first base once that game. Man, we went crazy, and you had like 15, 12-year-olds gathered around the screen at Roundtable Pizza on Walnut Avenue in Carmichael. And we wanted was Ricky to steal second. And, dude, he stole second, and we went berserk. It was like someone won the world. We went crazy. Then you know what else? Ricky stole third. And we absolutely went berserk again. And then somebody hit a sac fly. Ricky scored. That was at the end of the inning after that. Ricky manufactured that run. He was so electric. Years later, 1992, 2. He was with the A's. Now, if you listen to the show many times, I've talked about my trip up to Pullman, Washington to go visit my cousin. And then that was the one with the magic loogie where my buddy Willie spit out the driver's side window and it landed on my arm in the rear passenger seat. We went to Seattle after that, and it just so happened that the A's were playing the Mariners. We didn't have a lot of money, but we had enough money for upper deck tickets. But there were not a lot of people at the Kingdome back in the day. It was cavernous. This was when Ken Griffey Jr. was in the middle of what I think was his then, not sure if he still is, he still holds it, but consecutive games home run streak. And he hit one. So me being what?
It's just stupid that you got to see Ricky Henderson and Ken Griffey Jr., like prime Ken Griffey Jr.
And dude, nobody was there. It had to be under 10,000 people. So we got our upper decker seats for God knows what cheap price, incredibly cheap. Then, of course, me being the scam artist I was as a kid, I snuck myself, my buddy Willie, my cousin Gabrielle, and his sister Kathy. We snuck down, and we ended up in the second row right by first base. Ricky gets on first. I don't remember the inning. Now, remember, there was nobody there, man. And we just, dude, Ricky, come on, dude, take second. He's not holding you on. You can do it. Come on, Ricky. I mean, we are standing up, screaming our heads off. I think people in the bleachers could hear us, right? One of the great kid moments in sports for me. Ricky eventually steals second, slides in head first, Ricky style, pops up, dusts himself off, timeout. We're going nuts. Attaboy, Ricky! And he turns, tips the cap. We're just like, oh, my God! This is the greatest moment ever! Ricky Anderson has tipped the cap to us! Now, Ricky had a reputation for being a little aloof at times. Sometimes maybe problematic just in the sense that he wasn't always a great interview. Sometimes he'd be in a mood. Ricky would always refer to himself in the third person, which I loved. So the A's are in spring training. Back when we used to go to spring training every year and cover them, and the A's were always wonderful with us. And Ricky was part of the coaching staff for spring, and he was down there. And we asked and this is when I was on with Keith Brooks. Now, Keith, I can't remember why, but he had to go. He went somewhere after the show, and I hung out at Hohokam Park in Mesa, Arizona. And I asked Zach, the PR guy, I asked him if there'd be a chance we could get Ricky. He said, well, come down by the dugout after your show, hang out, I'll see if I can get Ricky. I hung out. Maybe half hour after the show, Zach says, hey, Ricky says no problem, I'll be here in 5 minutes. I was like, oh, God. I literally did not. I figured it was an automatic no. It's one of those things. It's like when
You wanted to be able to say, I asked for him.
I asked for him. So, Ricky, I'm sitting in it's practice. It's not a game. Not a game. It's practice. No, so there's nobody at the stadium but, players and a couple of media folk. And I'm sitting in the first row in one of the seats by the dugout. Ricky comes out of the dugout. I remember wearing this bright orange golf shirt and shorts. And he says, hey, man, come down here. Why don't we just talk right here? And so I come down onto the field. I'm standing on the dirt by the dugout. And we're both – there's a picture I have somewhere in this. And we're both leaning against the railing. And I got my little microphone and my recorder. And the first thing I say to Ricky is, Ricky, huge fan of yours growing up. Thank you so much for doing this. I'll be really quick, just a couple of questions. And he goes, hey, man, I got all day. Take your time. Like, I got all day. I'm not doing anything else. Ask me your questions. I talked to Ricky Henderson for 20 minutes. And everything from baseball. I mean, we talked, we had the standard, this A's group and what are you doing here and, coaching and do you ever want to be, we had all those questions. But then we got into like history. We got in his time with the A's, his time. I wonder if we still have it around here. I got done with the interview, and it was one of those experiences, Chris, where like you're in the middle of doing something, and I knew it was a big deal. I knew it was an amazing thing I was doing. But then when you're done, you just like replay it in your head. And I'm like, I just talked to Ricky Henderson. I just had a casual baseball conversation with Ricky Henderson for almost a half an hour. And he couldn't have been kinder, and he couldn't have been more open. He couldn't have been more happy. And, you know, every ball player signs, you know, this, gives a kid a ball, thinks that, you know, and knows, rightfully so, that they made that kid's day, week, year. I wonder if they ever think about adults, even people that are in media and have the luck, the privilege of being able to, of a certain age, talk to people they grew up with. I was so intimidated. I was so scared. And I was already a fan of Ricky's, but that for me, that made him like part of that athlete family. So thank you, Texter. You're 1,000% right. Ricky Henderson was phenomenal. And that to me was when I loved baseball the most, in that Ricky era. And I know we can't do it today. I know attention spans are different. I know this is a boomer take. I think it just comes down to I miss the Ricky Hendersons of the world. I miss getting a walk to first, stealing second, fielder's choice to third, sac fly score, double switches, strategic baseball, and not just load them up and swing for the fences and launch angle and velocity and all that. It's fine. Baseball was always a chess match to me, and Ricky Henderson, this is going to sound weird out of context, but Ricky was the queen, man. Ricky Henderson could move everywhere and do everything.
And then Billy Martin basically saying like, yeah, do all of this.
That's right. Billy freaking Martin. God, that could be a whole different segment. We'll take a break. When we come back, all right. Thanks, Chris. Thanks. We will answer the question, what Sacramento King from the past would you like to see being a rookie this year? We'll do that right after this.
Follow Sactown Sports 1140 on Instagram and X at Sactown 1140 to see the best moments from all your favorite shows and up-to-the-minute live reactions and updates on the Kings, 49ers, and more. That's at Sactown 1140 on Instagram and X. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-375-2322. 800-375-2322. 800-375-2322.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Need a reason to hit the range this week? Well, Hagen Oaks has two. Monday nights are happy hour all night long with special pricing on hot dogs and ice cold beer while you hit balls under the lights. Then Thursday, join the new Top Tracer competition nights. Play Pebble Beach, compete in closest to the pin, long drive, and more with fun interactive games for every skill level. Grab your friends and make Hagen Oaks your weeknight destination. Visit HagenOaks.com for more details. Hagen Oaks Driving Range. More games, more laughs, more reasons to play.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
And Chris, maybe the best part of that Ricky Henderson interview was me starting off by introducing him as the home run king. Ricky. We were both trying to look for that interview to see if we could grab a clip. Desperately. 13, 14 years ago. Maybe 12. Anyway. 1-800-920-1140. Paul, welcome in on the program. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, Paul?
I'm good. I'm on my way to my buddy's boat shop to work on my fishing boat. It's salmon season.
Look at you. Where are you going? You going to be on the river? Where are you going to grab them at?
I'm actually headed to the boat shop.
Yeah, but I'm saying when you go out, where do you generally go?
Oh yeah, one of the fingers, usually up the sack or up the feather mostly.
So what is this is an amateur fisherman here, and salmon is my favorite thing to catch. How many generally of the salmon you catch, I'm assuming starting later this month, next month, are the chrome, and how many of them are those old, you have to watch out for those old beaten up brown ones?
Yeah, they turn pink, right?
Yeah. Good. That's exciting, man. Good luck. Yeah, that's interesting.
But anyway, answer to your question, I think Jason Williams, I know everyone talks about Jay Will, he would be the best rookie on the Kings because a point guard like him, he's always able to find people, and the team could use that. Well,
you know what? It's funny you say that. I should have previewed.
And I don't know if you remember me. I used to work across the street from you at Mountain and Surf Pro Shop.
Really?
Yeah, we met when I was working underneath Phil Horn at the Kings. I was an account executive there for a couple of years.
Where was Mountain and Surf Pro Shop? Remind me again.
Right across the street from the Renaissance Tower, next door to Togo's.
At Quad? When I was at Quad?
Yeah, when you're at Quad.
Bro, that is, what was that, like 98, 99, somewhere in there?
Yeah, 96, 97.
Paul, I do remember. I was thinking, when you said across from you, I was thinking like on Madison at KHTK. Those were the days. Yeah, that was back when I was stealing Togo's gift cards to eat and living in my stinking car right in the Renaissance Tower parking lot. And here we are today, and you're going to your boat and you're going salmon fishing.
Well, actually going to work on the boat to go salmon fishing probably tomorrow or the next day, yes.
Well, good luck. You going to be trolling?
No, I'm kind of more of a laid-back fisherman. I like to just anchor, put the baits out, let them do the work.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
well, Good luck, brother. Good talking to you again, man. Wow, that is a blast from the past. That's what happens when you do shows in your hometown forever. 26, 27 years ago. I was going to say I should have previewed the call somehow, but it's kind of a great lead-in. The question was, what Sacramento King from the past would you like to see start his career this season? That was my exact answer. That's who it was. It was Jason Williams. I think, it's so funny how this ties in to me opining on Will Clark a couple segments ago. Jason Williams is not the best Sacramento King. In fact, I don't know that he'd be in the top 10. Let me think. Kings that were better than Jason Williams. Chris Webber, Vlade, Peja, probably Doug, Kevin Martin, Mike Bibby, DeMarcus. I know you guys will hate me for this, but De'Aaron Fox. Look, if he's top 10, he's barely in there. Let's not. The Mitch Richmond, obviously, of course. Let's not get lost in that because this isn't about my only reason for pointing out that he's likely not top 10, or if so, bottom of the top 10 when it comes to all-time Kings, is it's very similar to the Will Clark conversation, where Will Clark was not a Hall of Famer, but had this connection. And I think for Jason Williams, now this was kind of my second generation of being a sports guy. There are people right now. What would it be here? It would be 26. I think anyone right now listening that was a Kings fan, I would say 34 and above, but especially those that are between 34 and 44 right now. I think you guys are the ones that are that core group that really understood Jason beyond the numbers. What Jason Williams was he was a smelling salt for this franchise in this city. And I don't know that I could put it better than that. Pat on the back. That's exactly how I would describe him. Yes, Jason Williams was a rookie the same year where Rick Adelman, you had Rick and Chris Webber, and you had plenty of other things going. But when Jason Williams showed up as number 7 pick out of Florida, he injected this excitement into the fan base and into the team. Would he throw passes into the third row? Yeah. Would he take shots off balance that'd fly off the rim? Sure, of course. He was not perfect. But what he was entertaining. And he had this connection with the crowd that's indescribable unless you were there. And you knew that you could go to Arco Arena and see the Kings play whoever on any night. And you know that you could on any given evening see something special that you would remember for the rest of your life. Nobody has ever, and shout out to Pete Maravich, but I'm sorry. There has never been a more entertaining passer in the NBA than Jason Williams. Never. It's not, unless you're being stubborn, it's not an argument. No, it's not Magic Johnson, though he was an unbelievable passer. No, it wasn't Arvydas Sabonis with Portland, even if he was in his prime, who was an amazing passer, as was Vlade. And no, it wasn't Pistol Pete. It was Jason Williams. There has never been a guy who has passed with the flair consistently. And by the way, Jason Williams doesn't even have the best pass in Kings history. That's Peja Stojakovic behind the back. Look it up. That's the best pass in Kings history and one of the top 10 passes in the history of the NBA. Of which I would say right now my favorite pass of the last decade, if you look this up too, is Luka Doncic sliding for a loose ball and going over his head and setting up an alley-oop. If you know, you know. So my point is Jason Williams wasn't the best player on the Kings. Jason didn't have the best pass in Kings history. But consistently, Jason Williams was the most exciting player on the Kings. Should they have traded him for Mike Bibby? Yes. Mike Bibby's a better point guard. Yes. But it wasn't Jason, dude. Jason Williams was like Jason Williams was kind of like your buddy in school that wore the Slayer shirt that you go out on the weekend and you tried all the first stuff you ever tried with. Probably wasn't the best influence. Maybe wasn't the guy you were going to be friends with for the rest of your life. But damn it, every time you went out with him, you had a blast. And you look back on your childhood and you go, wow, man, I wonder what he's up to now, but I can tell you some of my great memories were hanging out with this dude. That's who Jason Williams was, man. He was your crazy friend that you hung out with that always gave you a good time and you had some of your best memories with. I would love to see Jason Williams as a rookie this year. And knowing if I could know what I knew, but nobody else did, if I was like a time traveler or something, and just watching, right now it's preseason. We don't know what's going on. Preseason hasn't even started. And then seeing everybody fall in love with him all over again and be oohed and awed by him. Who knows? Maybe it'll be Darius Acuff. Who knows? I don't think so, but who knows? That's part of the excitement, and there will never be another. Never like that. We'll take a break. When we come back, J.J. Watt moves to lead analyst for NFL games on CBS. I think there's something a little dirty going on here. I also want to mention the Kawhi Leonard thing as well. We'll talk about it next.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like public works supervisor.
Hey, this waterman is under a ton of pressure. Did you ever fix it?
Yeah, 3 layers of duct tape. Wait, should I have added a 4th layer?
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. What's happening for the Make This the Summer sales event?
Right now, you can save up to $19,000 off MSRP on new 2026 Ram 1500 Crew Cabs. That means you can not only take home one of America's favorite trucks while saving thousands, you also get the 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. And we have new Rams starting as low as $35,995.
Wow, that's the biggest savings of the year, and I've not seen a warranty like that on a truck in a long time.
That's why Ram is one of America's favorite trucks. Plus, with over 600 Rams available, your new Ram is waiting at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center.
Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection, nobody beats Hoblet, period. $19,000 total net savings on select new 2026 Ram 1500 Coupe Cabs after dealer discount and factory incentive. Incentives may include $1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance with eligible trade, $500 military or first responder bonus cash for eligible members, at least 5 of this net savings, $35,995 price for 2026 Ram 1500 tradesman, VIN number 421999, excludes tax, title, and license fees. See dealer for details.
And Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons. And lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen. And oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live. And you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
When you see this in your kitchen,
The stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman's stainless steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140, your local sports leader.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are halfway through the week. Your week! So right now, I need every single listener on their feet. Callers, texters, YouTubers. Make some noise for Sacramento's favorite sports morning show. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, and the man behind the glass, Chris Verla.
Jason on vacation. You got me, you got Chris, all the way until 10 a.m. from the 209. Anytime I talk about it, here's the other thing about Jason Williams. Anytime I talk about him, it's like a love fest. Texts, messages on the YouTube chat, everything. From the 209. Not sure how many Kings fans are like me, but I'm a Kings fan because of white chocolate. A lot of people in the chat, too. Same thing. Dwayne says, Jason put the Kings on the national stage. Nobody did it like that before. And he's 100% right.
It's cool. Every once in a while on social media, they'll show that clip of him just embarrassing Gary Payton.
Oh, God. So good. Honestly, you know the thing in Jason Williams' career that still triggers me that I hate? I won't say, like I said, Peja to me has the best pass in history. But the coolest pass in history, without a doubt, was I think it was the Rising Stars.
The elbow?
The elbow pass to Rafe effing LaFrentz, who missed the gimme in an exhibition game, dude. So every time you see the highlight, they always cut off the Rafe LaFrentz part. The elbow pass, there are two moments in NBA history that stick out to me, I remember. That, and I saw them both when they happened on TV. And the crowd had the same reaction I did and the same reaction everybody else did. It's so insane that it takes everybody a minute to understand what just happened. There's two moments that stick out. The Jason Williams elbow pass to Rafe LaFrentz. And what happens is it happens. You hear a couple of oohs, and then there's like a buzzing. And then there's like this growing sense of everyone's like, what? And then all of a sudden, all you hear is everybody talking to each other like, what the heck? Did that just happen? The Jason Williams elbow pass is one. And the Vince Carter elbow dunk is the other. In the slam dunk contest, year 2000 in Oakland.
I remember everyone around my age, we all tried to make that pass. So all of us
Yes.
got pretty good at it because
Yes.
we practice it all the time.
Yes.
And my friend and I, we were coaching our JV basketball team of the school that we went to, and we're just doing a scrimmage. And so it's the coaches and a couple of the lower level players against the rest of us. And there's a breakaway. I have the ball, and I did that pass to the other coach, my teammate, and he made it, and the kids stopped. They're just like, what just happened?
You pulled it off?
I did.
God dang it. I watched that pass 100,000 times. And every single time I tried to do that, just goofing around, whether I was with friends or not, it was like a foul ball to right center.
It was like wow. It was It was that. I remember doing that, and then my friend's big move was he'd put his hand behind his.
That's the true. That's another mark of a true connected athlete.
Unfortunately, that was my greatest moment as a basketball player.
But honestly, that's a pretty damn great moment, dude. Pulling off the elbow pass. Here's the Vince Carter dunk, by the way, in 2000. Special shout out. Listen to the crowd and the announcers.
Swagger that the Dominiques and the Jordans have.
You don't need to see it. Just listen.
All right, Vince Carter with his first on the final round.
Hold on.
Ladies, wait, timeout. Can I take a timeout?
Have we ever seen that before?
Can I take a timeout?
I saw him rubbing his upper arm, and I was wondering what he was doing. He was just cleaning it off, making.
And they have to show the replay. And that's when everybody, it's like when, it's such a bad analogy. I apologize in advance for my analogies. Some of them are horrible, but it's how I understand the world. It's like when you were a little kid and HBO was on or Cinemax, and all of a sudden you thought you saw something in a movie and you weren't sure. And then you go back and you look again, you're like, I did see, yes, I saw it. That's how this was. They didn't know what they saw. You saw Michael Keaton, Shaquille O'Neal, Allen Iverson, Jason Kidd, the judges with their jaw, like looking like, I don't know what I just saw. What the hell just happened? That's how Jason Williams was. What the hell just happened?
Oh my God. I don't know how it always turns into memory time with this. I remember exactly where I was. I was at my friend AJ Holcomb's house. And it was, everyone's getting we're like all getting pumped. We're like, oh, Vince Carter in the dunk contest, Vince Carter in the dunk contest. We were watching UHF.
Weird Al?
Yeah.
Oh my
And
God.
he had to stop it so we could go and see Vince Carter.
Oh my God. Yeah. That was the greatest slam dunk performance of all time. Which, by the way, Zach LaVine and Aaron, Aaron Gordon. That was the greatest contest. You know what? Let me tell you guys something, especially you old heads out there. I'm going to tell you something to not do that I did not that long ago. I went back and watched, what was it, 88? I forget. The United Center All-Star Game Slam Dunk Contest that came down to Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins. Jordan won it. Probably shouldn't have. Probably should have been Dominique. Do not go back and watch any dunk contests pre-2000. Yeah, you got Jordan had some great ones. Dominique with the double pump. Sean Kemp destroying. Yes, of course. David Thompson, if you want to go even further. Obviously, Dr. J. I get it. Here's the problem, dude. If you go back and you watch any slam dunk contest pretty much pre-2000, 98% of the dunks that were done would get 40s and boos from the crowd. They're so, first, by the way, any dunk is awesome. I can't dunk. But like compared to what they do now, let me flip it. If Zach LaVine or Aaron Gordon or Vince Carter in 2000 or Mac McClung would be great, went back to like 1988, they would think they would drown them for being witches. They would burn them at the stake for being sorcerers. They would not know what to do with these people. That's how crazy it got. It has gotten since then. If you go back and you're watching with nostalgia, and I used to have the VHS tape with it was Marv Albert and Frank Layden, the kind of portly ex-Utah coach and executive. And they were going through great dunk contests and bloopers. I think you got it if you got a Sports Illustrated subscription. And that was my one big present every year was an SI subscription. Always come with like a phone or a hat or whatever the hell. And this one was that videotape. And I guarantee you there's people out there that remember this. And dude, I just thought that was the top of the pops, man. You're not going to get more athletic than this. And then you see, like I said, guys like Carter, Levine, Gordon, McClung, so many of these guys now dunking. It just, if you look back at those times with nostalgia, and then you go back and you watch them knowing what you know now, you go, oh God, this is like watching a Model T.
You watch Brent Berry's
Tom Chambers. Tom Chambers running, who, by the way, Tom was great, a huge athlete, and he can dunk. But I think a lot of Tom Chambers dunking was just like we didn't expect it out of him. So, yeah, I am fully convinced, and I've said this before, we will at some point in our lifetimes, because you know it's going to advance, maybe not have the same amount of athletic leaping, pun intended, but I do think at some point in our lifetime somebody's going to pull off a front flip dunk. That's the one I'm waiting for. Whether it's running and then jumping into a flip and dunking, or somehow learning how to do that like cartwheely thing. Like, can somebody figure out, can they cartwheel with one hand while palming a basketball and then do a couple of back flops into like one of them gymnastics-y things where they jump 20 feet in the air and do that? Like, somebody's going to figure out how to do that with a basketball, and we're going to see a front flip dunk, and that's the next leap.
Dude, I see Slamson do that all the time.
Non-trampoline related, also human, not lion. Hey, Bill.
Yes, hey, I may be the only person in your audience that's had the opportunity to see Bob Cousy. That was my first game ever in Minneapolis, Minnesota, when the Celtics played the Lakers. So him play. I got to see Maravich play in San Francisco. I've seen Magic many times, and Jason. And when Jason was on the floor, there is no way you went out and bought a hot dog or left your seat. And you were absolutely right. Every night on our way home, we'd be talking about the pass that Jason threw. He even made ESPN's highlights when he made a move and missed the shot. But the move was so great, it still made the highlights. So, I mean, I agree with you. He may not have been the best point guard ever, but he was sure the most entertaining player I've ever watched.
I love that. Thank you, Bill. That's great. That's great perspective right there. He saw them play. That's
a crazy statement to hear.
It really is.
I saw Bob Cousy play in Minneapolis against the Lakers.
Seeing Cousy, seeing Maravich, and still saying that about Jason just kind of underlines the point. We can get Jay Will on. He owes me. Jason Williams owes me. He literally owes me a guest appearance.
He did offer me a fried bologna sandwich in his hometown.
He did.
When he was on with Jason and Doug. He's like, yeah, guys, come on over whenever you want. Man, and him seeing, like, doing podcasts and stuff like that and just hearing his stories are just fantastic.
I've enjoyed Jason Williams the older he's gotten. Because when he played, he wasn't mean or there's nothing bad. He just wasn't talkative. He was a tough interview most of the time.
He's from a small town.
Yeah.
Like, it was way before players started getting media training and all of that.
He was just some kid from West Virginia, grew up with Randy Moss. And you guys might remember, like, it's kind of a similar track, really, interestingly. Randy Moss wasn't a great interview in his NFL days. Randy Moss was known as kind of a mean guy, always had that glare, did his own thing, whatever, diva, wide receiver. Well, then when people finally get to know him after he retires, he's a little older, he's been around. I love seeing him he's a great analyst. He's a great analyst.
I remember the first time hearing Randy Moss, I'm like, he sounds just like Jason Williams.
Yeah, they have the same accent. And so when I see Jason pop up telling stories like you just did on podcasts, there was a thing that I saw him talking at a basketball camp where he's great with kids. I saw him golfing the other day. It was a clip of him golfing just at some random golf course, and some kids saw him with their dad from their house on the course and called him. He went over and took a picture, signed autographs, did all that whole thing. Like, he's really become like so in his skin, which is great. And I love that about him. J.J. Watt announced yesterday, and I thought he did it the right way. He's very excited to be promoted, temporarily or not, to the number one analyst spot. He'll work with Jim Nantz and the A crew, if you will, for the NFL on CBS. And he had mentioned, it's not the way I wanted it to happen, but really, really excited. And he should be. J.J. Watt does a great job. Nothing about, I want to be clear, I was a J.J. Watt guy, as Chris will tell you, because he used to make fun of me. When he was a player. You. Oh, it's Kyle. Sorry, one of you guys. Everybody behind the glass is the same. And that's one of my favorite non-49er players. So nothing about what I'm going to say is anything directed at J.J. or who I have nothing but respect and love for. But I did think about it. I want to talk more. This is more about Tony Romo to me. And I kind of want to tiptoe through this. I'm going to ask you to understand the nuance here. But assuming that everything we need to know is out about Tony Romo, and there's nothing else that's been missed, there's nothing else behind the scenes, and I will absolutely allow for that to be the case, and I'm happy to backtrack. But under the assumption that what Tony Romo did was get arrested last month on suspicion of operating a vehicle while under the influence, and in case you don't remember, he received 3 citations from the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office following a July 23rd traffic stop after he was seen passing cars at an area that separates interstate traffic from cars entering on an on-ramp. He performed poorly on the field sobriety tests, and he was taken into custody. He was later cited for refusing to take the test for intoxication after his arrest. There's video from the camera when he was pulled over. It seemed about as pleasant of an interaction, if that makes sense, as for something like that. And he was placed on leave by CBS. CBS is saying, quote, "We have to consider the impact on our image and our brand. The focus should be and needs to be on our presentation and the great product and not on any others. Fortunately, we have a deep bench." I don't know, and I'll rely on you guys for this. Maybe I'm wrong. There's something nagging at me that if that, and also, sorry, let me just also say that one should not drink and drive. There should be consequences, both, penal code wise and anywhere you're at, like, just don't do it. This is also not a full-throated defense of drinking and driving, nor is it an endorsement. I feel just the opposite. What Tony Romo did, if he did it, was incredibly serious. But, man, I just find myself wondering, is CBS using this? My spider sense tells me CBS is using this as an excuse to demote Tony Romo because of his on-camera performance. Like, if this was Tony Romo his first couple of years in the booth, if this was one of those, like, lead analysts that, I guess I would say this, if this happened to Charles Barkley, I'm just trying to think of an analyst.
Did happen to Charles Barkley.
Okay, there you go. It just seems to me like it's a little bit hinky in the background. Like, suspend him. Fine, whatever. He should be punished. This is not me defending Tony Romo in any way. I just can't help but think sometimes, and you see this especially in when they're athletes, it just sometimes depends. Your performance can sometimes get people to sort of, if you're somebody that brings all the boys to the yard, that type of thing, my milkshake. Yeah, it's very serious what you did. We're going to do this. And we're going to. But if you're kind of on the fence, maybe they're looking for an excuse. I don't like that. Treat him the same as if you were, and maybe they are.
So your problem is it was the question up in the air if he's not coming back to the top spot.
I don't know that is. I know this is a tough one. I just don't know that everybody in that position is losing their job over that. I think the move is you suspend him, you fine him, you tell him I've had very close friends, some very publicly, go through the DUI. It's a very, very, very serious thing. There is no excuse. You make a bad decision. You put yourself in a position through drinking where drinking is conducive to putting you in a position to make bad decisions. Then you make a bad decision. I don't believe it makes you necessarily automatically a bad person. We've all made stupid decisions. All of us. Glass houses. Now, one bad decision can change yours and others' lives. And there's different levels. So, yeah, there should be repercussions and consequences. There always should be. But what I've always said to the few friends I've had go through this is you cannot correct what you did. You don't have a time machine. If you did, I'm sure you would accept the punishment. Do what you got to do. But here's what the only advice I ever give is this. Just make it so 10 years from now, you'll look back and you'll say, you know what? With the exception of the actual action, what a great thing that happened to me because of what I've done since then. Go speak to kids and communities, work, volunteer, donate, do everything you can. Turn it into as much of a positive as you can. You can't change what happened, but you can make it a positive going forward in both your own life and in the lives, more importantly, of others. You've been granted, and in these cases, thank God, none of the two friends I've had that went through this, and in Tony Romo's case, it didn't hurt anyone, themselves or, God forbid, anyone else. Thank God. But it could have. It didn't. So you have been given, despite the fine and the whatever you have to go through, which is going to suck, but that's a small price to pay as opposed to you hurt yourself or others and the rest of your life you live with that. So was it bad that happened? Yeah, but you're the luckiest sumbitch around. So take advantage of your good fortune and go out and make a difference. And so in Tony Romo's case, I hope that happens. Same thing with Mark Sanchez. I know I'm kind of ranting a little bit here, but you do not see, nor should you see, advertising for cigarettes on television, on radio, pretty much anywhere because of how terrible it is. Yet nobody has gone out and smoked a carton of cigarettes and crashed into a family of four. I mean, maybe they have, but not connected to one or the other. Yet alcohol is so celebrated. You can't go out to the club and all the cool people drink, and here's the guy, and he pours himself a glass of this brand of vodka, and look at the ladies crowd around him. Hey, look, he's drinking that tequila on that boat. Wow, I want to drink tequila on that boat too. I want to have a nice cold beer with the boys while I'm barbecuing and everyone's smiling at each other and laughing. Alcohol is celebrated and pushed. Fine. And then guess what? People get drunk and make stupid decisions, and we clutch our pearls. Just a little bit. It's just a little bit hinky to me. And honestly, with Romo, again, provided there's not more to that, I don't know if I don't know if that's why you need to lose your job. I know who that helps. We'll take a break when we come back. Bottom of the hour. We've talked a couple times about this, but I want to get specific, non-specific. We brought up the WNBA a couple times this week and had sort of a specific conversation about this stuff. I just want to ask, is this helping? Is it helping the sport? That's all. Not the individual topics. Is it helping the sport grow? We'll talk about it next.
This is Sactown, baby! Follow Sactown Sports 1140 on Facebook at facebook.com/Sactown Sports. To keep tabs on the Kings, 49ers, UC Davis, and the entire Sactown Sports lineup all season long. Facebook.com/Sactown Sports. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owed the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $3 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they helped me. They calmed me down. They made me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-375-2322. 800-375-2322. 800-375-2322.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
There she goes, our baby.
Are we ready for this?
You added her to your AAA auto policy. With 24/7 claim support, she's covered.
Our AAA agent, you're here too?
We're always here for you. Visit AAA.com/insurance to get a quote today.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Sacramento's best selection, best quality, and lowest prices on kitchen and bath products are at the new Anova Cabinet and Stone. For a limited time, get stunning new quartz countertops starting at just $159. That's right, only $159 for gorgeous quartz countertops. Listen to this. For a limited time, cabinets for kitchens and bathrooms are up to 50% off. Yes, up to 50% off new cabinets. It's a must-see. The new Anova Cabinet and Stone at Florin Road and Highway 99. Learn more at AnovaCabinetStone.com.
The one and only Monster Jam. See the world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks, like Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Sparkle Smash, and more. Only at Monster Jam. Brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. Visit MorganMonsterJam.com to save 25% on ticket face value. Courtesy of Morgan & Morgan. Visit website for restrictions and details. Coming to Golden One Center this weekend.
In celebration of 80 years of 49ers football, Sactown Sports is counting down 80 of the most memorable moments that have shaped the team's storied legacy and winning tradition. Here's today's faithful flashback.
Number 21, Ricky Watters' 5-touchdown performance.
A lot of players in NFL history have recorded 3 rushing touchdowns in a playoff game. 2 have rushed for 4 touchdowns in a playoff game, but only 1 has crossed the goal line 5 times in a playoff game. On January 15, 1994, San Francisco 49ers running back Ricky Watters set an NFL record by scoring 5 rushing touchdowns in a single playoff game. This historic performance occurred during the 1993 NFC Divisional Round game against the Giants when the Niners won 44-3. The 24 carries for 118 yards is really good, but the 5 touchdowns is record-setting. Watters scored from 1 yard out twice, from 2 yards out twice, and 6 yards as well, all part of his record-setting day.
Faithful flashbacks on Sactown Sports 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
Got a lot of texts here. Trump neighbor John says Uber always. No, you're right. You're 100% right, but everyone's experienced this. The amount of times I'm a great guy to hang out with if you drink, because I don't, and I'm happy to drive. I'm always a driver, always.
Yeah, because you're always out there.
Oh yeah, well, okay. Back in the day, I could go to a bar, which I did. I was dating a bartender, and I could stay there, and I could pool tables, dartboards, all kinds of stuff. I could have fun.
I think, too, which is better about this generation, is I don't feel like there's the amount of peer pressure that I think our generation and your generation had.
That's right.
Of, like, going to a bar just like,
come on, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, just have a shot, bro.
Oh, come on, I'm paying. Oh, what are you going to be, a loser?
Yeah.
It's just like,
yeah.
Come on, just like, I don't want to.
And loser's the most PC thing.
Yes.
Yeah. To your point from the 916, Alan texts in saying, I've encountered more stigma from not drinking over the last 10 years. Our society is obsessed with alcohol. It's funny. I've read things on this. Well, we're dove into a booze conversation here, but it's August. There is all kinds of fear in the alcohol industry, whether it's wine, beer, or spirits, because they are petrified, because just about every metric shows that the 21 to 30 crowd and the signs from, I don't know how they figure it out, but those younger, going out to the bar and drinking isn't really the thing. They're just not into it. They're just not big on drinking. They're not really that big on going out with chat and video games and all kinds of different things. That's just not their thing.
I will be an old man here.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just too expensive.
I don't think you're wrong.
I used to go, my favorite place in the world, the Limelight. Used to go with like $30.
Yeah.
Have the time of my life.
Yeah.
You can't do that anymore.
No. And we've talked about that before. I understand it's a social aspect. But that's what you're paying for. I just never really understood, like, you can go out and get whatever you want to drink. 12er for $15, a bottle for, depending on what it is, 20, 30, whatever it is, man. You're good. But no, you got to go to a bar and pay $6 for a beer, 12, 15 for a pitcher. Okay, yeah. No, you're right. Or God forbid you go to a ball game and you're like, God, these prices are insane as you get your third $18 Budweiser. It baffles me. But what Alan said is there's that peer pressure of, for some reason, people that drink, the psychology behind it, if you're the one that's not drinking, is it making them feel worse about themselves that somebody out there's not drinking? Is it like it's your special membership card to get into the good time and be like, dude, I can have a great time. I have no need to drink whatsoever, and I'm happy to drive all you guys home. And so when drunk neighbor John says Uber always, you're 100% right. But how many of us have had that friend? Dude, I'm fine. And in the back of their head, they're like, I live freaking a mile away. I'm fine. And I don't want to have to come then I got to Uber back in the morning, get my car, which means I got to get up an hour earlier to go to work. I don't want to deal with it. I'll be fine. And as somebody else texted in, I can't find it, but there's the Tony Romo got pulled over, and it was a pleasant little pullover, and nobody was hurt, and that's fine. But then you have Henry Ruggs, and what happened there, and countless others. You're already going back and forth with this guy in the Limelight. Okay, I thought that was funny. WNBA. We dipped our toe, if you will, into these very heated conversations, if you will, on there's all kinds of stuff when you see out there the discourse with the WNBA, whether it's transgender, whether it's race, whether it's sexuality, whatever. The WNBA, there is no doubt in the zeitgeist right now, is being talked about probably more than it's ever been talked about, which is great. If you're if you got stock in the WNBA, if you will, it's great. It's on the tip of your tongue. Everyone's talking about it, or at least talking about it more. But the other side of that is they're not saying, man, did you see that Valkyries game last night? Wow. Jane Smith had 31, and holy crap. Down in Philly or New York, oh, wow, did you see Sabrina? Wow, those three. That I'm not saying nobody is. I'm saying that's not the bulk of the conversation. The bulk of the conversation is the off-court stuff, or in the case of Sophie Cunningham and what's her name, Jenna Harrison, whatever. See, that's on court, but with off-court stuff. And then everybody's like picking their sides. It's become political now. It's a whole political discourse. And my question was, all right, we can get into the politics of the whole thing, that part of the conversation. But honestly, is this good for the sport? Like, just legit, is it good for the sport? Is it helping the sport grow? And so I guess the first thing is like, man, WNBA. And I understand the leap from Joe Sixpack. WNBA is so dramatic because it's a bunch of women and women are dramatic. Okay. On the surface, I understand why you would say that. Except for the fact that the NBA is incredibly dramatic as well. And that's all guys, and they're dramatic. You got beefs between players. You got political statements they make. Rudy Gobert during the whole coronavirus thing, and on and on and on. What player has beef with what player in this age and that? Don't fool yourself into thinking that there's not all that same kind of drama. Maybe just a couple of different topics in the NBA. And you know what? It's good for the sport. Now, purists would say it's not. We should just be talking about box scores. And no. In today's day and age, man, everything's a reality show. It's all a reality show. And people like it when there's beefs. That's beefs, plural. People like that. They like tuning in for the rematch. You think the next time Sophie and DeJounte face off against each other, you think more people aren't going to tune in? Well, what do the numbers say? Because we can all argue all we want. What are the numbers? I looked them up. As of the 2026 All-Star break, that's when these pretty much cut off, the league had drawn 1.87 million fans on average through 149 games. It's 12,532 on average per game. That's 13% higher than last year. But what's even crazy is in 2024, the average was 9,800, 23, 6,600. Compared with 2023, the average WNBA crowd has nearly doubled in just 3 seasons. Now, we'll get to, there's big reasons for that. Toronto drew almost 21,000 in Montreal last month for the All-Star game. TV numbers are up. Games across all media partners are averaging about 742,000 viewers. That's 12% higher year on year. More than 73 million Americans have watched at least some WNBA coverage. 29 games have already averaged at least 1 million viewers. It's a league record for that stage of this season. Indiana, Las Vegas, NBC, July 12th, 2.64 million viewers. Second largest regular season audience since 2000. So 2026 rebounded 44% from the numbers in 2025. Now, look, there are a handful of reasons why this is happening. This is almost like when I went back to the whole, I'm really happy to discuss the whole, like off air, especially the female athletes, men, all that, it's whatever. But if we can't start that the average man is a better athlete than the average woman across the board, we can't start there. I can't have the conversation with you. That's just we have to start somewhere, in fact. I would say the same thing when it comes to WNBA for the following. By far, this surge in the WNBA has come from the entrance of Caitlin Clark into the game. If you can't acknowledge that, we can't have the conversation. There's plenty of other stuff we can disagree with. If you can't acknowledge that Caitlin Clark is the biggest reason, and no, it's not disrespecting everybody that came before, and no, it's not disrespecting Asia Wilson and everybody else that's, amazing. But look at the numbers pre-Caitlin Clark, look at the numbers post-Caitlin Clark. It's not 100% her. There's definitely other reasons. But it's Caitlin Clark. That she is the alpha and the omega of this surge. And the fallout from that, of course, is there's jealousy. Of course, because it's women, you may hear it coded like cattiness. Well, if there's cattiness in the WNBA with the women, there is plenty of cattiness in the NBA with the men. What, you think when a new player comes into the NBA and people love them and you can tell they're a superstar, what, you think there's not issues, there's not jealousy, there's not, we need to welcome them. Why don't you go back and watch highlights of Michael Jordan versus the Detroit Pistons early in his career in the playoffs? That is a universal thing in sports, but the NBA maybe above all. Well, you think LeBron didn't go through it? But just look at Jordan, greatest of all time. You didn't think he had his moments? So when I see people freaking out about the Caitlin Clark treatment, I agree with some of it. Mainly the way the WNBA markets her, I think, is the one I had the biggest issue with, or their lack of sometimes. But don't mistake that Caitlin Clark is some unicorn that's going through this in the WNBA right now, and it's unprecedented because this is a very real thing that's happened throughout the history of sports. And then eventually she takes her place at the top or near the top. But things are good for the WNBA right now. There's a lot of problems. Kathy Englebert's probably near the top. They need a new commissioner. They got to answer some pretty tough questions. There's a lot of off-court stuff going on with some very, very, very serious topics to people. There's no denying that. But when it comes to being a talked-about sport, regardless, and being in the public consciousness, I don't know if there's ever been a better time for the WNBA. And I am not the avatar of everybody. I'm just speaking for myself as a sports host and somebody that respects the game and who has talked about it now more in the last 2 weeks than I ever have. Can I name great WNBA players? I absolutely can. Do I know that the Fever are doing well? I do. I cannot tell you who's leading what, where. I don't know who the best team in the league is. I don't know any of that stuff. So there's for me at least, there's this bit of a ceiling that I need to break through. But for right now, I think it's a good thing. And you're seeing them on those studio shows all the times, too. Any publicity is good publicity. We'll take a break. When we come back, what's hot, what's not, and we will see how the streaks are going. All coming up as we get to 9 o'clock right after this.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-346-2476. 800-346-2476. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-346-2476.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Hot.
Junior Caminero.
Is there a senior Caminero?
Yeah, this is that.
Okay.
Junior Caminero Senior.
Okay. And then there would be a Junior Caminero third? That's great.
He has a at-bat per home run rate of 13.818. Last season, he had a home run per at-bat rate of 13.38. There's only one other player in Major League Baseball history that has had consecutive seasons with a 13.5 at-bat home run rate or lower before turning 24 years old, and that was...
Ken Griffey Jr.
Eddie Matthews. 1953 to 1955.
Interesting.
Jason just started here at the station, I believe. He's getting strays from both of us, so he's not here.
He really is.
And what's bad is we really miss him.
We do. Oh, Jason. Hope you're having a good time. I'll tell you who else is hot right now. This is a great time for it, dude. And by the way, I'm here for it. Sports conspiracy theorists. I would like to just prepare everybody, unless you're already prepared. Remember Mark Walter, the businessman, bought a controlling share of the Lakers last year.
Last year or this year? At the end of last year.
I think you're right.
I don't think it's been a full year.
And he just turned around and sold the same team for $12 billion. He sold the team to Bob Iger, the longtime head of Disney Corp., but also Josh Kushner, brother of Jared Kushner, member of the administration that runs America. Currently, Mark Walter, the former owner, is under federal investigation for potential financial improprieties, though no charges have been filed. Everybody's now watching to see what happens with that investigation. There was a $10 billion investment reportedly not that long ago into this investment firm from Abu Dhabi. Does it all tie back to the Luka Doncic trade? Probably not, but I say why not? What is going to come of the next year or so? Will there be both Los Angeles-based basketball teams under scrutiny? Well, it sounds like there very well, he's already on it, be scrutiny on both teams from the same person, as Pablo Torre has now raised his eyebrows and is apparently digging in on this. So more, maybe not, but I'd like to think more to come. The ties that bind.
Is the thing that's the scariest for sports owners, Pablo Torre would like to ask you a few questions.
Is Pablo Torre now the Chris Hansen of the NBA? Is that what you're asking? Have a seat.
You know how this looks, right?
Uh-huh. I would say here's the problem Pablo's facing. And by the way, stay safe, Pablo. I think this goes back to, I said earlier I wanted to talk a little bit about Kawhi Leonard. I have my own little conspiracy theory, if you will, as to what might be taking this Kawhi Leonard investigation, why it's so complicated. And by the way, I'm 99% sure I'm right, and it's not like I'm the only one who's thought this. I think most likely they do have the goods on this. I think most likely there was impropriety. I would bet money on it. But the problem is this, and whether it's Steve Ballmer or somebody else, they're probably, here's what I think the issue for the NBA and Adam Silver is. It's a guy like Steve Ballmer saying, don't you even think about punishing me. Because if I go down, you're all going down. And things like this happen all over the place. Now, your first question might be, what about Sacramento? Of course not. We can't even get free agents. But where do you draw the line? Which is worse? Kawhi Leonard getting a fake endorsement deal from some tree planting company and never showing up? Okay, that's fine. This is just a what if. I'm not saying it happened, but what if? Just a what if. But what if part of Kevin Durant's decision to sign with Golden State back in the day and perhaps take a little bit less money was their company or their ownership group, and I've said this before, they're filled with Silicon Valley dudes, IPO guys.
The pushback I would have on that, it is that from everything that we've seen in that, it was Kevin Durant putting his own money into these companies.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
Yeah. So I could say, like, on paper,
sure,
he's giving his money.
He is.
The Kawhi Leonard deal is
totally get it. But
he's asking for illegal things, to which two teams said, like, hey, this is what they came to this, and we know that we can't do this.
I think you're 100% correct. But in the Durant case, let me just present a hypothetical scenario. Warriors minority owner Mortimer McShnerd. He is the founder of Eat, Pray, Love Enterprises, a new AI company. And he talks to Kevin Durant's business partner. They've been very successful together. And it's like, hey, check it out. We're going to introduce you to all these people. You come here, and you got $10 million to throw around. How would you like early access to Series A and Series B funding? You're going to be in these groups now, and we're going to open it up for you. And you're going to have an opportunity to 2X, 3X, 5X all this stuff. Now, look, it happens all the time. There's nothing that's fine. But where do you draw the line when it comes to improprieties? Should it be any income derived off the court that could be conceived as any advantage you get when it is seeded by members of ownership regardless of level? Which, by the way, I think it should. What about this, Chris? I know we're late for a break. I'm sorry. What about, again, hypothetical situation. But what about LeBron James deciding where he wants to sign? It's a bad example because LeBron doesn't need the money, but just roll with me here.
I mean, a lot of these guys don't need the money. Kawhi doesn't need the money.
No, you're right. But what if LeBron James is doing that and Nike says, hey, look, we really want you in Philadelphia. Philly or New York. We don't want you anywhere else. We'll give you an extra $50 million a year if you sign in Philly. By the way, by the letter of the law, I don't think there's a law against that. I have seen with my own eyes an Excel spreadsheet that was shown to me by an NBA agent that showed the player who was coming up on free agency at the end of the season what their unnamed company, but you would know who they were, shoe company contract would look like based on which team they signed with. I've seen it. And along with that and that Excel spreadsheet, and we'll break here, at the bottom was the expected contract offer in each city, and in combinations with the endorsements that person would give and whether they would rise or fall, combined with that state's tax bracket percentage and how that worked at the very bottom, it showed them what the real value of that contract would be. And if you don't think that influences players as to where they will sign, we're not talking about 6 figures or 7 figures here. We're talking about real coin. Where do you draw the line? It is the most uncovered thing there is, and it has been for a long time. I think Kawhi Leonard is the tip of the iceberg. We'll take a break. When we come back, top of the hour, we're going to round up a lot of stuff that we just quite frankly haven't got to, including the NFL and Brock Purdy impressing. Also, we have a quarterback named in Minnesota, and Raider fans will get into a little something for you as well. All right here on Sactown Sports. But first, let me talk to you about my friends at Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Just 5 minutes from the airport. It is should I say, make this the summer sales event going on right now. Best time of year for some. Certainly the best time of year for savings at Hoblet. Right now you can save up to $14,500 off MSRP on new 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee Altitudes. Easily one of the best looking Jeeps on the road. The latest, the greatest tech, and an impossibly popular vehicle. And Hoblet is dropping prices off MSRP while other dealers are throwing them up there. You got all the tech, but the drive becomes so much better with that tech. Jeep is so much more than that, though. Right now you can save up to $10,800 off MSRP on the new 2026 Jeep Gladiator Sports. It's the best of both worlds. It's a little bit of Jeep, a little bit of truck, for whatever you need to get done. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices. Nobody beats Hoblet and their unbeatable selection. Period. We'll go over what we missed today and update you on everything that's happened, including a record-breaking sale in the NBA right after this.
This is Sactown, baby! Follow Sactown Sports 1140 on Facebook at facebook.com/Sactown Sports to keep tabs on the Kings, 49ers, UC Davis, and the entire Sactown Sports lineup all season long. Facebook.com/Sactown Sports. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Big O, we offer total auto care to make any car problem feel like no problem at all. We keep the scary lights off and help you get back on the road. Now through August 31st, during our High Temps Low Prices sales event, receive $80 to $120 in instant savings on 4 select in-stock Nexen, Nitto, or Sumitomo tires with installation purchase. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation required. Disposal fees and shop fees extra where permitted. See store for pricing. Eligibility may vary. Not valid with other offers.
T-Mobile is launching something no other wireless network offers. Introducing Nothing. Pay nothing today and walk out of the store with a new phone.
What did he say?
Nothing.
You definitely said something about nothing.
Exactly. Go to T-Mobile, pay nothing up front, and leave with a new phone.
Wait, nothing rules.
She gets it.
Hey, thanks for nothing.
For the first time ever, switch to T-Mobile, pay nothing. No taxes, no fees, no money down. And walk out with a new phone. There are 250 reasons to choose T-Mobile, and now nothing is holding you back.
On eligible devices with qualifying credit plan and 36-month finance agreement.
It's summertime, and Aleve is here to keep you on the go. Whether it's planes, trains, or automobiles, Aleve's got your back with up to 12 hours of back pain relief. With just one dose, you'll get to your destination and be ready for your next adventure. So pack your sunscreen, your shades, and your Aleve. No matter where your final stop, Aleve will keep you moving. From sunup to sundown, Aleve's got your back this summer. Feel Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140, your local sports leader. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then
boom! With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Welcome back to Sactown Sports. Unfortunately, Dave is currently in the hallway. And here he is. He's going to give us all his thoughts on the Los Angeles Lakers because, as
really
we all
well done.
As we all know,
Dave loves LA. Dave loves it.
Good for you. Look at you. You're basically a show host. I kind of have an excuse. I got stopped by Angie in the hallway. She was asking me why I made her pozole on my birthday. She was calm. She was calm. By the way, I haven't even asked you yet. You got a bowl of pozole. She got a bowl of pozole. Everybody got a bowl of pozole. Pozole?
Pozole.
Huh?
Pozole.
Pozole.
It's spelled like pozole.
But it's with an I got you. Unbiased review. Tips, tricks, comments.
I think I said yesterday. The thing I didn't like was
spice.
No. Angie's had all the accoutrements.
Yours didn't?
I had cabbage and jalapenos and avocado, but she got cilantro. She got all that and cilantro and radishes.
That's on Avery. We did cilantro, cabbage, jalapenos, radishes, avocado. I added one, by the way, this time. Let's see if you approve or not. I added one because that's half the fun. I took some tortilla chips and I crushed them and put them in one of the bowls.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, okay. Just a little texture. Pozole really...
Like a lot of people I know will use like a tostada. I like to use...
strip it up.
I just like to cook a couple of corn tortillas and just dip it.
Yeah, I will say this. Hey, first time we've talked about food, I think. Oh, no, we talked about pizza, really. I'm so thankful pozole came into my life. I really am. I am. I only started making it a couple years ago. I only had it, I think, a couple years ago. I don't know where it's been my whole life. It is a wonderfully...
Were you scared because you might have been confusing it with...
the one with intestines in it or whatever? Yes. I think I probably was, dude. It is a wonderfully comforting dish. And by the way, quit giving me crap on the text line for pozole. Pozole. And it's so fun for everyone. Shut up, Chris. It's so fun because you can kind of the pozole is basically the base. It's a good, I would call it a stoop.
My friend described it as Mexican pho.
I think that's apt. I think that's fair. Where you have your base, which is basically hominy, which hominy is like it just takes on the flavor or whatever. It just adds a little texture and a little. You can't not like hominy, I don't think, because it's just there. And then the pork. But the real key there is I always thought it was a tomato-based soup. It's not a tomato-based soup. The red is the peppers. And I think the key I've learned is straining the blended peppers and broth through a colander so you don't have that chalky kind of taste and texture. And then everybody can make their own. You start with the base, but then, all right, you know what? I want some cabbage. I want some rad, which is fine. I think the key there is I don't make mine spicy. I keep it baseline, and then people can spice it up themselves. But if you are not familiar with pozole, and by the way, we had it yesterday, the day before, when it was 110 degrees. It is definitely something that's not only been added to hell, my daughter, that was what she wanted. That was the thing she wanted.
That's a disappointment.
That's a disappointment? Why?
Because she's in L.A.
Well, it's not like she's going,
Yeah, she doesn't have a car and she can't drive.
Yeah, thank God. But I would say, from the 916, got to get some lemon wedges.
Maybe Uncle Verlad will drive down there and
take her to one of the...
Take her on a culinary trip.
Same guy making fun of me for saying pozole says, untie that sweater from around your neck.
All right, Avery, we're going to get out of the car quick. It's going to be real fast. Get back in the car.
But more like stay in the car. I'll go get the stuff. I don't know. I feel like I instinctively disagree with this text, Chris. Got to get some lemon wedges for your pozole. I use lime.
I like lime. I don't have a problem with lemons.
Okay. It feels limey to me. What? Because
you've been in England so many times.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, do you agree with the
follow? Have you had chicken pozole?
No.
Love chicken pozole.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. I also make mine maybe I don't like shredded meat. So I cook the pork, and I would probably do the same thing with the chicken, just to the point where it's soft and chunky rather than shredded.
Yeah, I haven't had it shredded.
Okay. Also, I'll make a statement, and I'll invite you guys to weigh in right now if you're passionate about it like I am. Some might think it's controversial. Some might say it should cost me my job, but I'm going to say it anyways. Lime greater than lemon. I think lime is greater than lemon. I do.
I think they do different jobs.
They do. But if I had a choice, and I could only have one the rest of my life, I'm taking limes. I'll make limeade. I'll make key lime pie. I think lime is incredibly refreshing to put on top of shrimp or chicken or anything. Lime in any drink. You know what?
Iced tea?
Iced tea, absolutely. Hey, you know what? Maybe I have a Pepsi. I want to mix it up a little bit, make it a little more refreshing. Maybe I squeeze a lime and drop it in there. You could do the same with lemon. Uh-oh. I'm nervous about the phone line lighting up with somebody with a Latino last name, and I'm hoping I'm not about to get scolded. I'm doing my best to dip my feet in what I believe is the greatest ethnic cuisine in the world, okay?
Us and the Italians.
Let's take the look, I love Italian food, but if you give me one overall ethnic cuisine, I'm taking Mexican. Now, probably my favorite, air quotes, foreign food would be, I love sushi, but I don't think that's enough to push Japanese cuisine over the top. All right, let's get this out of the way. Hey, Joey.
Hey, what's up, Big Dave?
How are you?
I'm pretty good. Thank you for asking.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I got a quick question. I caught the end of your conversation about the pozole thing.
Yeah.
Do you like the red or the green?
Pozole, I believe it's called, let me see if I got this, pozole rojo. Yes, I've never tried the green. Is that tomatillo based?
Oh, my God. You're missing out, Dave. For Christmas, okay, so my kids are half Korean, and I'm Mexican. And so they make me do the tradition now where we do the green pozole, chicken green pozole, and we make it from scratch. Best overall over the red. Anything a green chicken pozole is fire.
Really?
I'll say that.
Huh? Go ahead.
Chicken pozole, the green chicken pozole is better than the red chicken pozole.
So
absolutely, 100%.
Okay, so would it go basically pozole rojo with pork? Not that you have to, but pozole rojo with pork. Wait, hold on. What's pozole green? What is that just called? Green pozole? Chicken. Okay, and you do that with chicken. And they look fair. Okay, here we go. It looks like you go poblano, jalapeno, and or serranos, and then I called it good. Yeah, 1 to 2 pounds of husked and rinsed tomatillos. There's the green there, and I absolutely love tomatillos. By the way, not a tomato, it's a berry. But then the options to go with it, pretty much exactly the same. Cabbage, radishes, lime, avocado, tortilla strips, and a sprinkle of Mexican oregano.
So we substitute the cabbage for shredded lettuce.
Okay. Now, here's the question off the top of my head, Joey, when you tell me that as an amateur chef here. My worry with the shredded lettuce is that because you're putting it into a hot soup/stew, unlike cabbage, lettuce isn't as sturdy as cabbage. So do you lose the crunch quicker, and does it become more kind of stringy and mushy with the lettuce? I'm assuming iceberg?
No, and I'll tell you why.
All right.
Because you put it as a mound, like a mound of lettuce on top.
Yep.
And so as you dig into it with your spoon, it stays fresh up top, and then you dig into it, and at the same time, it collaborates with each other. It's perfect. It's the perfect coolness with the heat. And if it's a little spicy, if you do too much of the spice as far as the jalapenos that goes in there, then the lettuce actually cools it off a little bit.
Breasts or thighs?
Drumsticks and breast.
Interesting. Do you leave the bone on or do you strip it?
No, bone in.
Bone in. Interesting.
Gives it flavor.
Yeah, of course. Last question, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate the call here on Food Talk. If if you and I were eating either the green pozole or the pozole rojo, and you saw me put some...
Okay, hold on. I got to stop you.
Yeah.
If it's pozole rojo, that means green pozole is...
Pozole green... Pozole gringo. I don't know. What is it?
Pozole... What's green in Spanish?
I'm blanking. What is it? Nope. Not going to get it.
Verde.
Oh, son of a bitch. Verde's green? So salsa... Oh, okay.
Wait, so salsa verde is green salsa?
I thought maybe it was... Shut up. You know what? How about relax? You know what? Now I realize that sounds stupid. All this time, I just thought it was like a city in Mexico called Verde. You know what? We learn, we grow. Joey, if we were eating one of the pozoles and... you saw me put lettuce, jalapeno, or all that stuff in there, and you saw me put a little spoonful of sour cream in there. Does that stand the hair up on your arms?
No, not at all. I actually like sour cream on stuff like that.
Thank you.
Now,
and just like that, Joey has lost his credibility.
What? No. Go ahead, Joey. Don't listen to him.
The only difference between, for me, the red and the green is... obviously, the red, you use pork, but to me, pork has a lot of fatty, so when you bite into it, if I have to chew my meat more than 3 or 4 bites, then I spit it out.
Yeah.
So everything has to be nice and soft.
Nope. Joey, you and I have no way. That's a man after my own heart right there. It's exactly right. I don't want it chewy. I don't want it dissolved either. I want it just a little tiny bite. I want it soft. Chris, does it make you feel better if instead of sour cream in there, if I put a little bit of crema?
No.
Mexican sour cream?
I know what it is.
It's Mexican sour cream. It's crema. That's really interesting. I'm going to have to try that. Because I think the other thing I've been wondering too, and Chris, I'll ask you how you'd feel about this. I have gone by the book in my recipes because I'm just learning pozole. But I do wonder if it would make a difference whether it's the pork or the chicken. I generally, when I am braising or I'm using some sort of meat like that, like a beef stew, is I will crust off the meat. I will cut it up, and then I will fry it a little bit to get a crust on there. And the little Maillard effect, and then I will put the meat into the pressure cooker, and then I will take a little bit of the broth or whatever that's being created, and I'll heat that up, and the stuff that sticks from the meat to the pan is called fond, and I'll get the fond off of that, which is just flavor. Throw that in. I just wonder if that would work in pozole, or if that would be too invasive of a flavor.
I'd try it.
Yeah. I think I might just try it. I mean, it's not going to hurt. Love that, Joey.
Is it bad I had a sounder for when you were going to get what green is, and then you didn't?
Okay, well, let's do it again. You say, hey, what is green?
So if pozole rojo is red pozole, that means green pozole is...
Pozole verde.
Good job.
That is really sad that I found out live on the air that Verde was, I'd like to say I knew that. I didn't know that. It's 2 days in a row I've learned something that has absolutely shocked me. Verde is green, and that's why it says Chili Verde, and, it's green. And my daughter's band name. So there's those two things. We had a nice talk on the way home about that.
How many times did you hear, this is why I didn't tell you?
Well, and what I told her, and this is true, is I said, look, yes, the band name is, your nickname is a little blue. I said, but it's more about you didn't tell me. If you just told me, I probably would have groused about it a little bit and given you the raised eyebrow, but what am I going to do? Call down, what am I going to call the principal at USC? You need to talk to these kids. I mean, it's not like, look, they're not like calling her something terrible. There's just, a bunch of,
I look pretty awful.
The problem is I've seen the other nicknames. They're all terrible. They're all terrible nicknames. They're not good out loud words. I can't wait for the documentary Inside the USC Marching Band.
What if Pablo Torre listened to yesterday's show?
What's it called? You're not allowed to do anymore in college where you...
Hazing?
Hazing, yeah. MC says most gut issues are because we refuse to chew more than 10 times per bite. Well, that's not a problem for me. I'm the slowest eater you know. I chew on average 25 times a bite. Still fat, but, you know. All right, we got to talk, all right, back to it. Brock Purdy impressed, according to reports, in the joint practice with the Titans, looking ready for their preseason debut this weekend. Kyler Murray has been named the starter in Minnesota over J.J. McCarthy. So there's that. I don't think any of us are surprised. I just still remember that one game last year where McCarthy led the team to a comeback, and everybody thought this was the start of something. Interesting. By the way, more reporting from Ramona Shelburne on the Lakers sale. Look at this. Hey, give me that Unsolved Mysteries thing, would you please? According to Ramona Shelburne, Bob Iger and Josh Kushner approached Mark Walter with the idea of selling the Lakers on Sunday. The entire $12 billion deal came together within 72 hours. Well, good for it being able to come together. It's always ideal. But in 72 hours, Iger and Kushner were in the mix for the Las Vegas expansion team. But apparently the NBA expansion number in Vegas has reached a point to where it made more sense to buy the Lakers instead. Interesting. $12.5 billion. Josh Kushner runs Thrive Capital. In May, they launched Thrive Eternal, which is focused on restoring iconic brands. The first investment was a minority stake in the San Francisco Giants. Interesting. Not that it makes much of a difference, but also kind of interesting that LeBron James leaves the Lakers and they sell for $2 billion more than they were bought for less than a year ago.
And this is the same group that tried to buy the World Cup.
I saw that, and I didn't necessarily want to, because I that's something that is such a big part of this thing. The World Cup, Johnny Infantino, Abu Dhabi, the administration. There's so many arms and tentacles involved in this stuff. From the 916, I'm the slowest eater in the world. Sincerely, your mother. That's actually... Thanks, Mom. You are 100% correct. My mom makes me look like Joey Chestnut. Interesting. Yeah, dude, this Lakers sale is going to get very, very, very interesting. Very interesting. Stay tuned. We'll take a break. When we come back, what's on deck? Then we'll get into Crosstalk Celebrity Birthdays. We've got a lot of stuff to clean up as well from today's program that we've not gotten to. Always good to have more content than time. We'll get to all that. We're so happy you're with us right after this.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140. 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. The one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
T-Mobile is launching something no other wireless network offers. Introducing Nothing. Pay nothing today and walk out of the store with a new phone.
What did he say?
Nothing.
You definitely said something about nothing.
Exactly. Go to T-Mobile, pay nothing up front, and leave with a new phone.
Wait, nothing rules.
She gets it.
Hey, thanks for nothing.
For the first time ever, switch to T-Mobile, pay nothing. No taxes, no fees, no money down. And walk out with a new phone. There are 250 reasons to choose T-Mobile, and now nothing is holding you back.
On eligible devices with qualifying credit plan and 36-month finance agreement.
Sacramento's best selection, best quality, and lowest prices on kitchen and bath products are at the new Anova Cabinet and Stone. For a limited time, get stunning new quartz countertops starting at just $159. That's right, only $159 for gorgeous quartz countertops. Listen to this. For a limited time, cabinets for kitchens and bathrooms are up to 50% off. Yes, up to 50% off new cabinets. It's a must-see. The new Anova Cabinet and Stone at Florin Road and Highway 99. Learn more at AnovaCabinetStone.com.
Country in the Park 2, presented by your California Army National Guard, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Russell Dickerson, plus more. Enjoy line dancing, live DJs, mechanical bull, and food trucks. Tickets start at just $70. Country in the Park 2, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo with Sky River Casino and Joel Gott Wines. More info at CITPFest.com.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140. Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
On Sactown Sports.
If you're just joining us, we're talking about, amongst many other things, the sale of the Lakers for $12.5 billion. More details are coming out, including the deal was first brought up Sunday. Now, I don't know if any of you have ever constructed and completed billion-dollar deals before. Chris and I do all the time. But I can tell you, they usually don't come together in 3 days. But hey, whatever. We talked about the great reporting our friend Ramona Shelburne has been doing. Here she is on ESPN LA 710 talking a little more about it.
Josh Kushner and Bob Iger were part of a group that was bidding on an expansion franchise in Las Vegas. the price for Las Vegas was climbing up into the stratosphere. And at one point, they kind of looked at each other and said, why are we going so hard for an expansion franchise without checking to see if a team like the Los Angeles Lakers is open? They both live in L.A. I think Josh has a house in Malibu. Bob has a house in Brentwood. They're huge sports fans, NBA fans. Josh runs a company called Thrive Capital, but in May he started something called Thrive Eternal, which is focused on legacy brands, and obviously the Lakers are a legacy brand. I think they just placed a call to see if before they move forward with, I don't know the number, what it was on Vegas, but let's say it was $10 billion. Why are we going more than that for an expansion franchise when the Lakers just sold for $10 billion? You can buy a brand and a team that already exists and is iconic. And they called Mark Walter on Sunday. So today's what, Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
And asked if he would consider it. And he had a day or two to decide. It was just an incredible business opportunity. I don't think he was looking to sell, but it was something he had to look at because of how much money was involved. This is an absolutely earth-shattering number, $12.5 billion.
And Ramona, you say that it happened on Sunday. For most of us, when we saw your tweet this morning, this is a shocking development. And I was thinking, well, geez, maybe this has been going on for the last couple of months behind closed doors, and they've done a great job of keeping this quiet. But Ramona, to have this go from Sunday, a phone call, to Wednesday, an announcement, that's incredible. And I just wonder from an NBA league perspective, if there's ever been a transaction like this before where somebody bought a team and sold a team in this short of a period of time, and how the league thinks about something like this.
I've covered the NBA a long time. I don't remember anything happening like this, like literally flipping a team and making $2.5 billion. And
that's insane. Ramona's a friend. I want to reach out to her. See, I'm sure everyone and their mother's going to ask her to come on. Let's see if we can get her. It's great reporting by her, and I've always admired her work. This thing is crazy. Almost as crazy probably as the boxing you're going to be watching Saturday, September 5th, as we are giving away tickets along with our good friends at Thunder Valley to Thunder Showdown 5. That's at the venue, Thunder Valley, Saturday, September 5th. We'll take caller number
2.
Caller number 2 at 1-800-920.
For the $2.5 billion that he just made.
1-800-920-1140. Wouldn't that be funny if this guy's getting investigated and it all ends up with he gets fined $2.5 billion? 1-800-920-1140.
I would love to be fined $2.5 billion.
You would?
Because that would mean I would have way more.
Yeah. No, that's a great point right there. The Emirates NBA Cup schedule came out. Speaking of great reporting, how about our very own Matt George under an hour ago, who you'll be hearing in just about 20 minutes, a little under that. He's got the scoop on the full NBA Cup group play schedule for the Kings. The action starts November 6th at home versus De'Aaron Fox and the San Antonio Spurs. It continues at home November 13th against Shaedon Sharpe and the Portland Trailblazers. November 20th, the Kings will visit the Josh Kushner, Bob Iger-owned Lakers. And then they finish up on the road November 25th. To go visit Brandon Podziemski and the Golden State Warriors. I wish it wasn't towards the end of the show because that would pretty much be our entire show right there. NBA Cup action. Sacramento Kings. Is there anything more exciting than that? Yeah, probably. What's on tap, or on deck, I should say, tonight? The Giants, who got a nice win against the Astros last night. Day baseball at Oracle Park, 12:45 first pitch. King versus Hauser. The Giants now just 20 below 500 And not going to lie, they could finish 92-70. That might get them in, so never say never. That's if they won their next 42 in a row. But
not a good thing when your competition moves away, which you helped with a hand in, and then you just immediately turn to trash.
Wait, what?
The A's. Oh, they help push the A's out.
Yeah, and they're rewarding everyone. All
these Oakland fans are going to be Giants fans now.
The good news, well, I guess there is no good news for the A's other than the hurt might be over earlier. More day baseball in Sacramento. Hey, you know what? You got time to listen to the rest of the show and then put Matt and Kayla on and head on out to the ballpark. Sutter Health Park, Rays Athletics. Rays beat the you-know-what off the Athletics last night. 47-73 are the Athletics. Flip that around almost exactly, 73-46 for the Rays. First pitch, 12:05. Tickets, by the way. Go watch Major League Baseball, including one of the better teams in all of baseball, for as low as $7. Wow. What is this 290? Hey, row 1, Dugout Club C, right behind the plate today, $292 a piece. $292 a piece. So if you want to go crazy, you can do that. Oh, and can I just mention, too, what a wonderful time to watch some day baseball. Chris, out of nowhere, today is pretty much going to be overcast all day and a high of just 91 degrees. I say just 91, but, you know, it's all relative. Humidity 63%, a tiny bit muggy. And then tomorrow, partly cloudy, 81. Now we're talking. 82 on Friday. What a beautiful weekend. 82, 86, 88. Looks like it'll be in the 80s most of next week. 90 degrees on Friday. Boy, you and I both know, and anybody who's lived here long enough knows, does that mean we're coming towards the end of the heat? It absolutely does not. This is what we like to call the calm before the storm. Rest assured, there will be at least one more massive heat wave coming up in late August or September.
I was looking at my weather app and I saw 91, 92, 75, 70, 68. I'm like, whoa, that's pretty crazy. And then I look because we all have the different cities. I have Manchester, and what confused me was it's going to be 91 there today and 92 there tomorrow. That's like 170 degrees to us.
Yeah, they start putting out so like they use Celsius over there. So when I'm trying to explain how hot it is here, I'll say it's like 42 degrees here, which is like 100 and say. But they start putting out warnings in England when it gets into the 80s. Anything beyond that is crazy. Ooh, 76, 77, 79 up in Pollock Pines.
The thing that's crazy about the A's being in Sacramento is how incredibly lucky they got here for last year and this year weather-wise.
Oh, my God. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Because we were talking about, like, dude, there's going to be some games out there where it's like 106, 108.
People are going to die.
God forbid there's fires in the area.
Oh, my God. It's going to be 94 degrees in London tomorrow. Holy crap, dude. No, you're going to hear about that. That'll make world news right there. Also, if you plan on going up to the coast, as we're doing weather right now on the program, this is why I will eventually end up on the California or Oregon coast. Manchester Beach today, not Manchester, England. One of the rare times where it's far cooler out here than over there. Your highs for the week, it will be cloudy and a little bit foggy all week with highs at 60, 61, 62, 61, 61, 62, 63. Now that is weather. That's what you want to see. Not this other crap. But you're absolutely right. It has been mild. The A's have gotten very lucky with the weather. Unfortunately, not so lucky with, actually playing, good baseball, which is really sad because it started out well. What else do we have that I did not clean up here? Let's see from earlier. Raider fans, looks like Fernando Mendoza is going to get some nice action this weekend against the Cardinals. The weapons charge against James Harden was dismissed earlier this week. We never did get to that. I think we did speak about Teddy Bridgewater retiring again, and Kyle Shanahan will, in fact, be coaching the preseason game this weekend against the Titans. And by the way, as of now, starting tomorrow, we will have football every weekend until February, President's Day weekend. The long national nightmare is over. Football is back. Fantasy football's coming back. By the way, why is Caller One's caller ID? This is the best one ever. Friend, buddy.
Oh, that's his name.
Is that his name?
He's a regular caller for like competition.
Is that his real name?
Yeah. Well, it's Buddy Friend.
Really?
Or is it Friend Buddy?
I'm not your buddy, friend.
Should we answer?
Yeah. This is great. Yeah, go ahead. We got a break. I want to talk to Buddy Friend. That's the greatest. How could you not be happy talking to a guy named Buddy Friend? And is that on purpose? Because usually Buddy's a nickname. We're going to find all this out here right now. Hey, welcome in. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
Buddy Friend, is that real? Is that your name?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That name makes me want to, like, how could you not have a great conversation with somebody named Buddy Friend? But I got to ask you, Buddy, I'm assuming a nickname?
No. I was adopted, and my name was Buddy, and the person who adopted me, his last name was Friend.
That's awesome. How does that, you can't even control that. That is fantastic. Buddy's your actual, so it's not short for like Budrick or Bartholomew. It's Buddy. That's great. Yeah. Dude, awesome.
Yeah.
What's on your mind? Welcome in. I'm smiling.
Oh, no. I'm just listening to the show, taking everything in.
I appreciate that. Buddy.
Having a great time. Appreciate you guys.
I've done this a long time, and I got to say, you have the coolest name I think I've ever come across. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for listening.
You too.
All right,
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's won a contest or two.
Great.
And he always starts with, yes, that's my real name.
That's all I know, right? Like everyone else. But you know what? What a great name. And that's his real name. Like my son's nickname is Buddy. That's his real name. It's not Bud, Budrick. It's Buddy. I'm sure he loved that South Park episode. Not your friend, Buddy. Not your buddy friend. I'm not your buddy guy. We'll take a break. When we come back, Crosstalk, Matt and Kayla. Celebrity birthdays and more. Right here on Sactown Sports. But first, I'll tell you who my buddy is. My guy Josh and everybody over at Pest Pros. Oh, man, my house is nice and clean of all varmints, with the exception of, my children. As my son starts his senior year in just a couple hours, my daughter leaves this weekend. Am I sad about it? Yes. Will I get over it? No. But do I have pest problems? Nope. Because of my friends at Pest Pros. The community, not just the paid show here, is spoken. Back-to-back Sacramento favorites, just like Kayla. Do you have pest control? Or do you have Pest Pros? I always say Pest Pros are the best bros. Not only are they going to give you a phenomenal deal financially, they're also going to get the job done. Don't trust me. Listen to everybody else. Sacramento grown, family-oriented. And they give back to the community. Do you have pest control or do you have Pest Pros? More than just pest control. Protecting homes, strengthening communities. StepUpToThePros.com. That's StepUpToThePros.com. You tell me your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you. Crosstalk next.
This is Sactown, baby! Follow Sactown Sports 1140 on Facebook at Facebook.com/Sactown Sports. To keep tabs on the Kings, 49ers, UC Davis, and the entire Sactown Sports lineup all season long. Facebook.com/Sactown Sports. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
There she goes, first solo drive.
Are we ready for this?
Absolutely.
Our AAA agent. What are you doing here?
Well, same as always, helping you protect what matters most. Like when you added her to your auto policy, or when you switched to AAA insurance and saved.
So you've been here the whole time?
Yep, plus we're available 24/7 for claim support, in case you ever need it.
Shouldn't she be home already?
It's been 12 seconds.
Visit AAA.com/insurance to get a quote today.
The summer of Silverado continues at Folsom Chevy. General Manager Eric Wilson and his team have rolled out an incredible deal for August on every 2026 Silverado half-ton truck in stock with a 5.3-liter engine. $13,000 off MSRP, 0% financing for 5 years, no monthly payment for 90 days, and there's a lifetime warranty. Find it all at Folsom Chevy at the Folsom Auto Mall. Must finance with GM on approved credit. $16.67 per 1,000 financed. Cannot be combined with other offers. Ends August 30th, 2026.
T-Mobile is launching something no other wireless network offers. Introducing Nothing. Pay nothing today and walk out of the store with a new phone.
What did he say?
Nothing.
You definitely said something about nothing.
Exactly. Go to T-Mobile, pay nothing up front, and leave with a new phone.
Wait, nothing rules.
She gets it.
Hey, thanks for nothing.
For the first time ever, switch to T-Mobile, pay nothing. No taxes, no fees, no money down. And walk out with a new phone. There are 250 reasons to choose T-Mobile, and now nothing is holding you back.
On eligible devices with qualifying credit plan and 36-month finance agreement.
Progressive presents the Museum of You.
We begin our tour with a unique piece, a relic from the early big screen television era. Remarkable. Next, we find a juicer, which historians believe has only ever been used once. And finally, compact discs from the emo era. A rare find indeed.
Some things should be history, but until then, you could protect what's important to you and save by bundling your auto insurance with a renter's policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Is the volatility of the stock market driving you crazy? Is your retirement account sinking, yet you're getting older? And you're starting to worry about, will I have enough for retirement? What about the money in the bank? These banks pay nothing these days. How do we get growth to get to retirement account? It's simple. Move into gold and silver. Want to know how to do it? Listen to my show, Striking Gold, with me, Kenny Michaels.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Yeah, just mentioned Matt George earlier, breaking that NBA Cup news. If only I could spend my whole show on it.
Huh?
Putting out all the Kings NBA Cup games.
I just took.
Shut up! I'm giving you credit here.
I just retweeted an email.
All right, hey, whatever, it happened. It's basically Ramon Shelburne and Matt George are owning the news site.
Yeah. That's what we do.
Kayla's standing next to me. She's very excited about a TikTok.
I don't know.
She wanted to show me.
This is a bad idea.
We weirdly have similar tastes when it comes to stuff like this, so I am semi-excited. She has asked me to describe the video.
Okay.
We might have to do it twice.
We might have to do it twice. All right, so yeah, we're ready. You're going to play the video here. I assume it's clean, obviously.
Yeah, I mean,
okay, yeah.
Imagine the first word.
Clean as it can be.
First word is, what are you trying to?
All right, so let me just set it up.
Okay, you got to
here.
talk into the microphone.
So last night, I was telling my co-host here, Matt, that I've not been able to sleep well.
Right.
Don't know why. Probably hormones. But
okay.
I mean.
Now it's kind of awkward. That just got this.
Come on, y'all, it's not awkward.
She didn't say that part.
So anyway, before I went to bed, I was scrolling through TikTok, which I'm on TikTok, but I'm not really a big TikTok person. However, I saw this TikTok come across, and I don't know if it was the mixture of the cats dancing to the beat, the whole entire thing that has happened with the lettuce situation. Okay.
Cats and lettuce, okay.
Yes, but I could not stop laughing. I laughed so hard.
Cats and Lettuce, law firm, by the way. They handled the Kawhi Leonard thing. Yeah.
There you go. They really did. I couldn't
got
stop
an injury?
laughing.
Cats and lettuce.
And so I was in tears. So this is why.
Okay.
And I wanted to share it with you guys.
All right.
All right.
Wait, here we go. Here we go.
You
And
guys are putting me under pressure.
how did you not set this up? Okay, here we go.
Because it goes a lot. Like.
Lettuce at a Taco Bell.
See, I can't.
And now I got that taco smell. That poo parasite. Them Hershey squirts, they. Lettuce at a Taco Bell.
Describe
and now I got that taco smell.
Why does it kind of go hard though?
It's 3 kittens, AI dancing, while describing that they ate the lettuce at the Taco Bell, and they make little farty sounds. And you were by yourself, laughing so hard that you cried.
Yep.
The biggest problem I have with this is there's clearly more, and they cut it off, and I don't like
They
that
did.
part.
You can look up the whole one.
I don't. The dancing cats make it worse.
It was like that Hershey squish.
By far, the funniest part of this to me.
Yeah. She was,
without a doubt, is Kayla's reaction.
well, she was so excited to show you specifically, which should make you feel good.
It's hilarious. You have to actually watch it to get the whole vibe. But maybe I was just delirious last night.
I like the flow.
It is what the kids call it a banger.
Taco Bell.
What's the Chris? What's the song we used to play that has kind of that thing where it's catchy? The progressive one.
Oh,
the dog
park.
park.
At the dog
Yeah, at the
park.
dog park. I feel like there's a mix between the two that can happen.
I think so.
Kayla, not to blow up your business here, is that your social security card in your phone?
No, these are coupons. This is if I was gonna win something when I.
That would be hilarious.
That's in a safe place.
No, but you said on the air yesterday. You said I
my
have
birth
my birth
certificate.
certificate in my purse in an envelope right now.
Yeah,
I'm like,
because
that-
I was
you
switching out
got to
bags.
do a lot of stuff, right?
That does.
I was switching out bags and stuff.
Smart.
You got that. I don't even know.
I ate the
Lettuce at the Taco Bell.
I don't even know where my birth. I think either my wife or my mother. has
You
my
need
birth
to know.
certificate.
You should know where that
don't-
is.
I don't know.
And social security card.
I left my driver's license, American Express, and ATM card in England over the weekend.
Oh, that's not good.
It was great.
You know what's sad is that I actually have a backup driver's license because I lost it and ordered a new one about 6 months ago. And then recently when I was cleaning out my car, it was in that spot everything always is in between the seat and the console.
I hate that.
So I had a backup there. And then I realized, I've got somebody mailing it to me. But, we use our phones now for almost all of that. I Apple Pay more than anything. I've got the credit card number memorized if I need that, but the ATM card's on the
It's on your
on the phone. It's
The person mailing it, can they mail some Jock's hot sauce along with it?
Some what?
Jock's hot sauce.
Well, that doesn't exactly slip. Why didn't you ask me to get you some last time?
Dave,
I did last time you went. You're like, I didn't see any.
I didn't see any.
Dave, let me ask you a question about using your phone to pay for things.
Yeah.
Do you ever have to go through, whether it's like a drive-through or something, and they say, I have to take your phone?
Yes.
Do you
that is
give it to them,
I
or
do.
you change?
No, I do, but it's always awkward because sometimes they don't get the timing right.
Oh, and they have to do it again.
And they have to do it all again.
Yeah, no, if you have to take the phone in the window, here's just my card.
That's not efficient.
Oh well,
really.
no. But a lot of times I don't carry stuff with me.
I don't know what.
That's why I
nastiness is in
carry
there.
this.
Yeah.
It has all my cards and it's my phone.
I don't have a wallet. I haven't had a wallet forever. I just put it in my back pocket, which is why I left them in England. I never do that, but they were in my back pocket, and I switched clothes. And
You left clothes behind?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's got a place there.
Yeah.
I don't have a place there. I don't have a place there.
I keep forgetting that you have 8 places all over
you don't
the
stay in the
US.
same place every time?
I stay in a hotel.
Oh.
That you leave your clothes in.
So that means that I have a place there?
Yeah.
Is that how that
I mean,
works?
if you're leaving clothes.
If you're leaving stuff
It's
there, it's very much a
it's
plus.
a service. They if you
It's a
stay
service.
if you stay at the so you got a closet
It's a very
my God.
what a very
Wait, so those-
relatable thing.
and
Wait, so those are just there?
By the way, now the 4 pair of shoes, I'm sure, because now we have a shoe company sponsor. I actually have 12 pairs of shoes over there now, but the other ones they're all sponsorship shoes.
So
really?
So what happens
They have
is
girl stuff?
So relatable.
Dude, no. If you stay in the same hotel, I'm sure they do it here too in some cases. It's a service because they have storage.
Yeah.
And then where am I going to go? All my crap's there.
Most people pack it
This
and
is the
take it
first time
home
I've
like
heard about this.
normal human
I
You
beings.
ever heard about this before?
Never.
Okay. Celebrity birthdays brought to you by Kayla and TikTok.
Dave, I'm guessing you're going to get this right on the money. On this day, in what year did the movie Young Guns come out?
Ooh.
Young Guns.
Ooh.
It was 80. 80. Crap. 87?
Oh. Okay.
85.
86.
Dave is closest, 88.
Okay.
Happy birthday to, Kayla's old neighbor, Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Ah!
Oh, God.
Baby got back.
I'm so sad that Baby Got Back's his signature song. It's a fine song.
It's
but
a really
so
good
many
one, though.
Posse on Broadway.
Posse on Broadway.
My Hoopty.
Oh.
Buttermilk Biscuits.
And how old is
Beepers.
he today?
Sorry. 64.
Ooh, 63.
66.
We have a correct answer. I told you they were neighbors. Kayla,
Let's
he is
go.
63. And finally, let's go with Pete Sampras.
Pete Sampras is 60.
61.
59.
Matt is closest, 54.
Okay, that's good.
We did date him.
What?
Sorry, we dated him.
Okay.
Sorry,
stop doing that.
I
You
know,
gotta
guys.
quit.
I dated everyone at this
Man,
point.
absolutely.
Hey.
Hey.
Does Bridget Wilson know?
Not my problem. I don't want to know.
Coming up next is the show everybody's